County Forest Preserve District. The St. Thomas Arts and Crafts Fair is set to dazzle on November 9th from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. at St. Thomas the Apostle Church in Naperville. Around 50 vendors will showcase their unique creations, but the fair is more than just a marketplace for beautiful arts and crafts. Each purpose helps fuel the St. Thomas Community Outreach Program. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Kernan.
Lowe's honors our military community this Veterans Day and every day. To say thank you, verified military members, veterans, and their spouses get 10% off everyday purchases, plus free silver key status with My Lowe's Rewards. It's our way of showing our gratitude to the brave people who have and continue to serve our country. Learn more now at lowes.com/military. 10% discount can't be combined with another offer. Exclusions, terms, and conditions apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
This is Larry Jones, and I'd like to talk to you about my bank, American Eagle Bank in South Elgin. Has your bank changed names in the last 10 years? Is your bank another faceless branch with headquarters in another city? Are you tired of earning next to nothing on your savings account or certificates of deposit, or does your personal banker treat you like a stranger? If you answered yes to any of those questions, then you're ready for a new banking experience, and American Eagle is the place for you. American Eagle is a locally owned independent bank that's rooted in the community, and American Eagle customers are greeted by name and treated with the respect that they deserve. American Eagle has an innovative program, Eagle Savings, that teaches your children to save while earning prizes and rewards. American Eagle offers great rates on certificates of deposit. My bank is located in South Elgin on Randall Road between the Target and Caputo's and is open Monday through Saturday. Give them a call at 847-742-7400, and a real person will answer the phone. American Eagle Bank, a place where you matter.
This is WRMN News.
I'm Marky B reporting. A man was found dead Wednesday morning near the 900 block of East Higgins Road in Schaumburg. The Cook County Medical Examiner's Office identified the man as 61-year-old Andrew Young. A hometown was not listed on the medical examiner's evening ledger. Officers arrived at the scene at 11:30 a.m. after responding to a call for a well-being check, and they found Young dead, according to police. Young was found lying near the pond east of the building. Officers found no signs of trauma or foul play. Veterans Day events are right around the corner. Let's talk about a few. Elgin Veterans Day ceremony is at 11 a.m. Monday at the center of Elgin's Heritage Ballroom at 100 Symphony Way. The City and American Legion Post 57 honor all veterans. Seating will be provided. In Huntley, they're having a Veterans Day ceremony and a collection event 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Saturday at Huntley Square. The ceremony starts at 11 a.m. For the Honoring Our Veterans collection, bring donations to stock the shelves at New Horizons and Veterans Path to Hope. Hosted by the Village and Huntley American Legion 673 Women's Auxiliary. In St. Charles, there's a Veterans Day ceremony at 10:30 a.m. on Veterans Day at Fire Station Number 112 North Riverside Avenue. In Elburn, the Veterans Day observance will be at 11 a.m. at American Legion Post 630 at 112 North Main Street in Elburn. And in Geneva, there will be a Veterans Day salute 11 a.m. at 3rd and State Streets in Geneva. A salute will be presented by the American Legion Honor Guard. Join me for the latest news, views, and local issues every morning during the first shift from 6 to 10 a.m. right here on the Talk of the Town.
WRMN News, produced in Studio 14 by the River Media Network.
Join me, your host, Michael Francis Tuman, on my radio show, Chief Guard of the Republic, where we talk about all things national security and defense. Other topics will include personal security, safety, and dealing with law enforcement situations. Call in, ask me questions. I will get you answers. Every week, Saturday, noon until 1 p.m., here on Fox River Valley's 1410 a.m. WRMN Elgin.
Theriault Booth, a leading local law firm, is located on the beautiful Fox River in downtown St. Charles. Here's Ryan Theriault.
For better or worse, there are just times people need a lawyer. Whether you are involved in a work injury, in an automobile crash, selling a home, or even planning for your estate after your passing, we're here. We're local. We're part of the community.
For more information, visit them on the web at tbfirm.com or give them a call at 630-526-4242.
Hey, welcome to Talk Time with Tammy and Friends. Well, look who's there. We've got Nancy. I wasn't sure you were going to make it today, young lady. Nancy's phoning. You're not phoning it in. You're Zooming it in from Austin, right?
Yeah. We're going to see Marshall Tucker.
Oh,
tonight,
have you seen him before?
No, I've never seen him.
You've never seen him over all
I know
these years.
one of my favorite bands, but yeah.
Well,
they had their album. Played it over and over again in college.
Oh my God, didn't we all? We all had every one of their albums and played them over and over. Well, they didn't have that many.
Well, but the singer's still the same. Everybody else a little different, but the singer's still the same. So.
Is it just the singer now? That's all.
Yeah, just
okay.
I believe that's the only original member, but that's good because that's the sound, right?
Yeah.
So they can get So yeah. Yeah, we just got here a little bit ago. And,
excellent. What time's the show?
6 o'clock, rain or shine. It's outdoors.
Oh,
so.
yeah, they like to do that in Austin.
I know, and it's supposed to maybe rain. So
look how that happens, right?
Yeah.
You never know. Hopefully you'll have nice weather. No rain in Austin. That's not allowed, right?
Yeah, that's not allowed today. It looks okay right now.
Does he have an opening act today?
Yeah, he has somebody from The Voice, a guy from The Voice.
Really?
I can't remember. Mm-hmm.
I haven't been paying a lot of attention to The Voice. Have you?
The Voice, it was from several years ago.
Right.
I kind of remember, seems like I do remember him on The Voice. I do remember him, I think, so.
It's been a minute since I've watched, I don't know who the singers are or whatever on The Voice. It's been a minute since I've actually sat down and watched it and know who the players are and everything,
Yeah. I've been watching a little bit this year. Who's really, really funny and sweet is good old Snoop.
Oh, I know.
Dog.
Well, see, this
the dog.
I did watch a couple. Yeah, and I think that show gives the people who are judges gives their career a nice big bounce because
for sure.
A lot of them you've never heard of before. Not a lot of them, but some of them you haven't really heard of or you don't really know them. Like Howard Stern. I hated Howard Stern until he was a judge on one of those shows, and then it's like, okay, he's mildly amusing. I can handle him now. You know,
he can be mildly amusing. Yeah, Snoop is he's a heartfelt guy.
Yeah,
he really is, and he's very knowledgeable about music, and boy, is he's one smart dude. Well, of course, he wouldn't be where he is if he weren't.
Him and I bet he got a lot of it from Martha. They hang out.
I bet Martha helped him out there. I wonder if they're in the same Pokey. I don't know, maybe.
Oh no, different Pokey.
Is that where they met?
Wait,
Pokey?
What was he in the Pokey for? I know her.
I believe drugs-ish. I believe drugs.
Okay, yeah, well, that I believe. Now, Martha, I think she was in an all-women's Pokey, wasn't she?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. That would be probably the best place to be is an all-women's Pokey.
Well,
for a woman.
Well, I guess if you got to choose your poison on that one.
Well,
I mean,
I don't. Yeah, pick your poison.
Right. I'm not sure they have co-ed prisons. I don't even know if that's a thing.
I don't even. God, you know what? That's something that I never pondered until now.
I don't think that there's a I mean, if there is a co-ed prison, let's talk about what the guards have to do now. I mean, I don't think they are. I think they separate you. per your equipment, you know? That's what I think.
Yeah. Well, you mean they match up equipment?
Yeah, they do. They
do
put
equipment matching?
Like equipment goes in the like cells. You know what I'm saying?
There are.
There are co-ed prisons.
There's 35 prisons. According to the Office of Justice Programs, there's 35.
35 co-ed
institutions with 23 systems.
In
23
you
systems.
are on it, sir. You are on it.
Well, so what do I have to do to get? I mean, wouldn't you rather be if you're a dude being locked up for the rest of your forevers? Wouldn't you rather be locked up somewhere where there's females hanging around? I'm just saying.
Yeah, and I mean, let's face it. The dirty deed happens whether they have males and females. So,
okay, I get you. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I do get you. Yeah, right. I get it. But I would just think, if you had a preference. So I'm gonna guess. Yeah. Okay, here's my next guess. I don't know if that thing you just found.
Love in Prison.
Yeah. Oh, now that's a reality show. Now we got a reality show that we could work on.
We do.
It's lightly scripted, but it's okay.
We're always thinking.
They all
We're
are.
always thinking. You know.
So I'm wondering, those are light crimes that go to the co-ed prisons, aren't they? I mean, it's not like.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
I would
like your run-of-the-mill drug trafficking or prostitution.
Well, yeah, are those considered light crimes these days? I don't even know what a light crime is anymore.
Well, I suppose it would be the quantity and the type and quantity.
The type and quantity of your prostitution business or your drugs?
Of your drugs.
Because the prostitution business is simple. You got one business. Yeah, you got one. So they could be in a. I mean, let's face it.
Sure.
Let's face it. Women don't commit that violent of crimes. They're not violent crime people.
Generally speaking, that is true.
Yes, generally speaking, that is true.
Matt, you can look that up.
No, he doesn't need to look that. I think he knows.
He doesn't even need to look that up.
No, I think we know that's kind of a fact.
Okay, here's the thing, though. What I just mentioned there about the 35 prisons, that was published in 1986.
Oh. So we've probably come a little way since then, huh?
I think so,
Although the prison system's still kind of archaic. So
right.
It really is. I mean, it's pretty sad how archaic it is. However, I don't know. I'm just curious how you get in a co-ed prison now. Now I've got a new goal.
You're really wanting to know that.
I think,
Tammy.
Yeah.
Tammy, does that mean you're considering some
hooligans, some shenanigans, some shenanigans?
Dirty deeds done dirt cheap?
Yeah, maybe. It depends.
I think what it means is in terms of living together in the same space, no. But I think there's more of complexes near one another.
Okay, so that
maybe the West Wing.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I could see wings, but are we eating in the same cafeteria? Do we go to the same workout room outside or church or classes or what? I don't know these things. I don't know them. I don't know the answer.
That we could transfer that over to very similar to dorm rooms, Tammy.
Yeah, it's very similar.
Tammy Scully, my dorm room that your husband had also been in.
Yes.
How we met.
Yeah,
that was a co-ed dorm room, and dorm.
It was a dorm, not the room. So you couldn't have boys just like ours. We could have boys on our floor, not in our room. Did they have, because at Neely we had girl floors and boy floors. We didn't mix the floors.
Well, we mixed them.
Yeah, I know you guys were mixers back then.
We were mixers. We had suite mates. Our suite mates on either side of the bathroom were girls or boys.
Right. So you never had to share a bathroom with a boy.
No, but
you could have
Mr. French was just, I was 120 and he was 131. So,
was he now?
It's just a hop, skip, and a jump.
I bet it was back in the day. Yes, it was. Just the boy down the hall who likens Ted Nugent with the coonskin cap I know.
Well, he liked his music.
He sure did, and he liked his coonskin cap and his work boots, and his coonskin and his shorts. That was the outfit.
That's what drew me in.
Yeah, well,
that was all I needed.
I can see how it happened, Nancy. It's just a pleasant picture. It sure is. I think I had Ted Nugent in the music news today for shooting squirrels, I believe. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
he got a prize for shooting squirrels.
He's interesting. Yeah.
He sure is. He sure is. I've got some. Speaking of interesting, weird stuff, here we are.
Yeah. What
do you got?
Yeah.
I got some interesting, weird stuff for you now.
Okay.
Okay. So these are stories that are like recent in the recent news. In Elmhurst, around here, a shopper at an Elmhurst Jewel Osco grocery store won $1 million last month in the Illinois lottery. The anonymous winner said she was picking up a few items on her way to visit a relative and bought a lottery ticket on a lark and then tucked it away in her purse. Quote, couple days after the drawing, I saw the ticket in my purse. I opened my lottery app to scan my ticket and check if it was a winner, she said. I immediately saw $1 million on the screen, and I was in total shock. I scanned the ticket one more time to double check. And when it showed $1 million again, I instantly started crying. I don't know. I'd scream and then I'd cry probably. The winner said she would use the proceeds from her lottery ticket to visit Ireland, which she called her favorite place. Yeah, she could do quite the visit with $1 million. I like that. I like that story.
That is a very nice story. What would she get? What's the take home on that?
Take home is pick up a lottery ticket when you're.
Take home is 50%.
What's that?
No taxes.
You're asking me how much of that $1 million is she going to put in her pocket?
Right. Would that be, do you think that'd be 500?
You know, it's pretty hefty.
Five or six is pretty heavy.
I wouldn't say it would be over 7. I'd say she'd have to give the government at least $300,000 on that to do. Matt,
I would think.
Matt's digging on it right now.
There is a website called taxact.com. You can do a lottery tax calculator.
Oh, well, here we are. $1 million. What does that get her? What's she putting in her pocket?
In Illinois.
Are you tabulating? Are you tabulating that?
He is tabulating.
I am. So $1 million in Illinois for a lottery tax would be $289,500. So you keep
300.
Yeah.
So she's
okay. Good guess. So she's got 7. 7's good.
Well, 7's better than a kick in the pants, 5. I think. Yeah.
It is better.
All right. What would you do now? You got $1 million. You get to keep 7. What are you doing with it? I know. Think hard. I know it's a big one. 7. What are you doing, Matt? I see Matt's wheels are turning.
I travel.
You travel with it?
I give some away. I give some to my kids, probably.
How about me? I'm in line. Can I get in line for that? No.
You could travel with me.
Okay. All right. We'll do that.
I'd buy the place. You know, not buy the place. I'd rent out wherever we went.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, you would. Yeah, you would.
Maybe I'd hire a private chef for us.
Wow. Look at this.
I don't know. Just coming up.
Yeah. Okay. What do you got? Matt's got something in mind. What are you doing?
Oh my goodness. My dream, I would probably buy like a cute little Victorian home.
Okay.
Just like have my antiques and all that.
That's very obtainable. You could do that with 700. Like yep. All right. Matt's got a new house and we're traveling.
Where would the new house be, Matt?
You know, I probably want to stay here in Elgin.
You would.
Around the area.
Okay. No coastline. No coastline anywhere. He's going to stick around here. All right.
Yep.
Well, you can always get a condo on the coast. You know, that's when you win the next lottery. My neighbor.
That might be something, Tammy. A condo on the coast.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's the name of my new book. It's coming out. Condo on the Coast.
What would you do, Tammy? What would you do?
Yeah, that's a good idea. I would. I think a travel is in order. I think a lot of traveling is in order because, you know, clock's ticking. There's a lot of stuff I want to look at that I haven't gotten around to. The clock's ticking, baby. That's my clock's ticking fund. I think. Yeah, that you know, you got to go do your bucket list with that one.
Yeah.
Why not? It depends on what stage you're in. I wonder what she did. Our Elmhurst woman with her money. You know.
Well, didn't she say that? Oh, that. You mean the one that just won it?
Yeah, she wants to go to Ireland.
Ireland.
Yeah, she wants to go to Ireland, but that doesn't cost $1 million. I just got back.
Well, right. Oh, that's
I don't care how you do it. You're not spending $1 million.
Well, I don't know. I think some people could probably.
I
you know where I was thinking I wanted to go recently, just today.
Oh yes.
Anywhere. Sweden. I don't know.
Norway.
Or Norway.
Yeah, Taylor's big on Norway.
I would like to go see that.
They're supposed to have the happiest people on earth, besides Disneyland, I think.
Oh, right. You know, that's where my roots are from.
I want to say Norway. I thought it was Norway.
I think it's I think it's Finland.
Oh, it might be Finland. You might be right with
I
that.
wonder if
Something
it's
over there.
something like that.
Something far away that isn't.
But it might be. Is it cold? It's cold there, right?
Well, they have snow in the Alps. Does that?
It's Finland.
Well,
it is Finland. Happiest place is Finland.
I got 25% of that
What do you mean?
in my DNA.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's at 25.
So I'm 25% the happiest.
so
we got to wonder what the other 3/4 is, Matt. We got to wonder.
It's the, there's a.
It's your crabby German part of you or whatever you got left over.
The Ruski.
Yeah.
Okay, now listen to this story. I got another craziest story ever for you. This is called Mistaking Cocaine for Cash. So,
what?
Yeah, I know. A British woman allegedly caught carrying more than 90 pounds of cocaine in her luggage at O'Hare International Airport is, quote, stupid, but she's not a drug smuggler, according to her father. John Hall told...
Oh, that's nice.
I know. Listen to this story. John Hall told reporters in the UK that a couple of men promised his 28-year-old daughter, Kim, a free vacation in Cancun if she traveled home with 2 suitcases they had packed for her. They allegedly told Kim that each suitcase contained $250,000 in cash, but they actually contained about $4.5 million of cocaine.
Oh, my gosh.
I know. Kim, not the brightest little girl right there. Homeland Security investigators intercepted her luggage and arrested Hall in August as she tried to make a connecting flight home to Manchester, England, according to court records. Hall's father told a British paper that his daughter met 2 men claiming to be Mexican real estate developers while on vacation in Portugal. And they offered her a free getaway in exchange for her willingness to take 2 suitcases back home from Cancun. She's never been into any trouble, nothing at all, John Hall told the Sun. Sun is the newspaper. She's had a good upbringing, and she's always worked for her money. The only thing she's guilty of is being stupid.
Oh, my God.
Thanks, Dad.
Oh, that's nice, Dad. How about naive? And
well, that's what he said, being stupid and being naive. Kim Hall worked as a beautician before getting wrapped up in this scheme. Court records showed Judge William Fahey rejected the prosecutor's request to keep Hall in jail pending trial. However, Fahey ordered Hall to surrender her passport and go on electronic monitoring. Electronic monitoring is only available to people who have a place to stay in Cook County, and Hall would not be able to get home without her passport, so she remains in Cook County Jail as of Monday.
Oh, my gosh.
I know. How wacky is that?
Wow.
What's the moral of that story?
Don't be a dum-dum.
Don't be a dum-dum. We're going to cross-stitch that on a pillow. Don't take suitcases from strangers. That's the big one there.
Right. It's like taking candy from strangers. You shouldn't do that either.
Yeah, but
or drinks from strangers, for that matter.
Oh, I've taken drinks from strangers. So have you.
Tammy,
so have you.
Come on. But we shouldn't.
I know. Right. What you should do.
Just because we did it doesn't mean we should.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. No. I know that was.
I wouldn't do it now. I wouldn't do it now after the slipping the Mickeys.
What? Right. Well, listen to this. So, Taylor was telling me about a fingernail polish that you can put on, and if you dip your finger in a drink, if it has any roofies or anything in it, it turns a different color.
I've heard of it.
Isn't that wacky?
That's crazy.
That you have to go there, first of all, is wacky.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But don't leave your drink sitting out. That's a fact, Jack. I mean, we all know that. Don't leave a cocktail sitting unattended.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how many times are those youngins going out on the dance floor or whatever?
Oh, well, yeah, we did the same thing once again.
I know, I know.
But we didn't have Mickeys back then, did we?
I think we didn't know about as many Mickeys. It wasn't as publicized. I'm sure they did. But yeah, probably not. I don't know really the answer to that question.
We've got somebody commenting in. What do we have there? What's happening?
We've got Wendy saying, good afternoon, Tammy and Nancy and Matt.
Wendy. Hello, Wendy.
Hi, Wendy.
That's Donut Wendy, isn't it? Is that my Donut Wendy? Thank you, Donut Wendy. She brought me.
So lucky.
I know. She brought me. I had that for breakfast this morning, Wendy. Thank you so
I was
so much.
jealous of that.
Yeah, you should be. It was delish. Absolutely delish. I didn't even know I could get them, and now I even know where I can get them. They were at
Country Donuts.
Country Donuts, which they don't have by me, but they have here in Elgin. So I know where I can get my donut fix now. Super happy about that one there for sure. And I did devour it this morning, so it's all gone. Let's see. Hold on. What other wacky news did I have? How much should elected officials make? Do you know that?
How much they make?
Yeah.
Well, depends on, aren't they different?
Let's see. They are. So this is what I'm looking up. It's telling me like different mayors, what they make, different, less than half of
How much does a mayor make?
Right? Exactly.
How much?
So it depends on where you're at, I guess. So Hoffman Estates, which is my town, Bill McLeod, he's been the mayor forever and ever. In 2023, he's got a total compensation package of $62,827 in 2023, and came from his. So he's got an annual salary of $30,000. I don't know. Is the other $30,000 something else? I don't know. Schaumburg and Hoffman pay their mayors about $30,000 annually. However, elected officials there also receive stipends for attendance ranging from $75 to $150 a meeting. Really? They pay them to go to meetings?
Well, they're not paying them a whole lot to.
Well, so I guess that means that all in, they're paying him a salary of 30 and other stuff to equal 62,000. So he's making about 30 grand in meetings and whatnot, because all in, it must be, I don't know if it's benefits as well. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at this little report here. I found it very interesting. Hampshire's mayor gets $9,500. Now Schaumburg's pretty big. I mean, they've got, I want to say 70.
I would have gone higher than that. Huh.
Depends. I think it depends on really how many people are in your town. And is mayor always a full-time gig, or do they have another day job and they're mayors
see, that's what
too?
I was wondering about that. I don't know. Yeah. It seems like they do.
Now look at something like Rosemont, which is its own little metropolis all by itself, or Aurora. Those are two really big cities. You know what their mayors make? Rosemont's mayor is $260,000, and Aurora's is $176,414.
Okay.
So and those are full-time gigs. You cannot have a side gig and do those. But these little
So
towns,
how much does like a New York City mayor?
That's an interesting question. I don't know.
New York City.
What does our little Brendan Johnson make? I don't know what big city mayors make. I bet we could find that out pretty quick.
I bet we could.
I bet we could. Hold on. Let me look this up real quick and see what else I've got on here. Will you look up what mayors make?
What do mayors make?
Yes. What do the mayor of Chicago and the mayor of New York?
Right, mayor of Chicago, New York.
What do they make right now? Let's see. Daily Herald analyzes the pay rates of municipal elected officials in 89 suburbs. That's what this report is all about. In 12 towns, the mayor or president either receives no compensation or is paid per meeting attended. That's the case for council or board trustees in 23 suburbs as well.
All right. According to salary.com, city mayor of Chicago, $84,000 to $110,000 per year.
Wow.
And then also to salary.com for New York, $93,000 to $120,000.
Wow. It looks like Aurora and Rosemont are killing it then. They've got Rosemont at $260,000 for Rosemont, $176,414 for Aurora. And that mayor of
Chicago. I'll be the Rosemont.
You'll do the Rosemont stuff?
I'll do the Rosemont.
Okay, come on in. All right. We'll get you something. Well, enough happy talk about mayor's pay. We're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back after the bottom of the hour news. Some words from our sponsors, and then more fun for you after that. Stick around. We'll be right back.
All clear.
This is WRMN News.
I'm Marky B reporting. A man was found dead Wednesday morning near the 900 block of East Higgins Road in Schaumburg. The Cook County Medical Examiner's Office identified the man as 61-year-old Andrew Young. A hometown was not listed on the medical examiner's evening ledger. Officers arrived at the scene at 11:30 a.m. after responding to a call for a well-being check, and they found Young dead, according to police. Young was found lying near the pond east of the building. Officers found no signs of trauma or foul play. Veterans Day events are right around the corner. Let's talk about a few. Elgin Veterans Day ceremony is at 11 a.m. Monday at the center of Elgin's Heritage Ballroom at 100 Symphony Way. The City and American Legion Post 57 honor all veterans. Seating will be provided. In Huntley, they're having a Veterans Day ceremony and a collection event 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Saturday at Huntley Square. The ceremony starts at 11 a.m. For the Honoring Our Veterans collection, bring donations to stock the shelves at New Horizons and Veterans Path to Hope. Hosted by the Village and Huntley American Legion 673 Women's Auxiliary. In St. Charles, there's a Veterans Day ceremony at 10:30 a.m. on Veterans Day at Fire Station Number 1, 112 North Riverside Avenue. In Elburn, the Veterans Day observance will be at 11 a.m. at American Legion Post 630 and 112 North Main Street in Elburn. And in Geneva, there will be a Veterans Day salute 11 a.m. at 3rd and State Streets in Geneva. A salute will be presented by the American Legion Honor Guard. Join me for the latest news, views, and local issues every morning during the first shift from 6 to 10 a.m. right here on the Talk of the Town.
WRMN News, produced in Studio 14 by the River Media Network.
Now available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com is the book called DUI Jury Trial, which is the true story of a truck driver in Illinois who was charged with driving under the influence of alcohol. Not only was he facing a revocation of his driver's license, but also a lifetime disqualification of his CDL, which would prevent him from ever driving a semi-truck again. This book includes backstories of the truck driver, the lawyers that defended the case, and the DUI expert witness who analyzed the case and then testified at trial as to the proper protocol procedures of the field sobriety tests as well as the breathalyzer test. This nonfiction novel also includes the actual court transcript from the jury trial, a courtroom showdown in which the final verdict would determine the fate of the defendant's livelihood. The book DUI Jury Trial is now available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com.
At Knucklehead's Trampoline and Indoor Amusement Park in Wisconsin Dells, you're in for a fun-packed family experience. There's a bit of something for everyone to enjoy, whether you're a kid or a kid at heart. A trampoline park, full arcade, cosmic bowling lanes, and many amusement rides located in their 80,000 square foot indoor entertainment facility. A great attraction for team building activities or just plain fun. Open daily at the outlets at the Dells Complex in Wisconsin Dells. Contact Knuckleheads at 608-254-7332 or visit their website at knuckleheadspark.com.
Beef Villa's 3 locations offer much more than their signature Italian beef. Try the Italian sausage, roasted chicken, and more. There's a big variety of delicious side dishes. Beef Villa uses quality ingredients from homemade recipes, and they purchase top-of-the-quality food products from their vendors to bring you the absolute best tasting of foods. Beef Villa's great service and quality are waiting for you, but you won't be waiting long because it's always hot and fresh. Visit beefvilla.com.
Welcome in. This is Talk Time with Tammy and Friends. I'm your host, Tammy Scully. I'll be here till 4 o'clock today with some, I don't know, amusing, interesting. I don't know what else you can say about us. We have lots and lots of fun facts and bad dad jokes and all kinds of stuff. Right now, we've got a little weather report for you going on. It is abundant sunshine out there. I know, it's nice, isn't it? 59 degrees. We've got clear skies tonight going down to 38 degrees. And then tomorrow, Friday, sunny skies and a high of 59. Tomorrow night, generally fair and a low of 41 degrees. A little cold out there if you're watching the high school football playoff games. I believe those are still on Friday night. They might have moved them to Saturday, though. And then Saturday, during the day, mainly cloudy around these parts and a high near 55 degrees. We've got cloudy with occasional rain showers Saturday night and a low of 49 degrees. 70% chance of rain Saturday night. And then Sunday, partly cloudy skies in the morning will give way to cloudy skies during the afternoon. That high is going up to 58 on Sunday. Sunday night, partly cloudy and a low of 44 degrees. On Monday, we're back at 56 degrees, intervals of clouds and sunshine. And then Monday night gets a little bit colder. It's almost freezing, down to 35 degrees. Low winds at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Tuesday next week, sunshine with clouds mixed. Tuesday night, a few clouds from time to time, and that low is going to be 39 degrees. The rest of the week is in the mid to high 40s, mid 50s to high 40s, and some rain coming our way. Almost every day there's a little chance of rain here and there. So it's fall, y'all. I mean, it is what it is. We are where we are. I was looking up the weather, and I put in Elgin, and it gave me Elgin, Tennessee, and their weather is almost the same as our weather. Like, it's 56. I know. I was like, wait a minute, something sounds a little wacky here. I could have easily given you Elgin, Tennessee's forecast. It would be very, very similar to ours, but I didn't. Alas, I didn't.
You think it'd be warmer?
You would think it would be warmer. Of course, I don't know where Elgin, Tennessee is, but Tennessee's like,
Tennessee's,
long, skinny state. There, it should be there somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, what we've got now, it's time for our news clip du jour. Yeah, Matt's been digging around in there. Now, a lot of political news going on the news clips today, but we're trying to kind of pull it away from politics if we can. So let's see what we got going on for that.
Strong winds are fueling a wildfire in Southern California near Los Angeles that's forced evacuations while destroying dozens of homes. News Nation meteorologist Max Suparis reports it's late in the season to see a fire like this one.
Already 14,000 acres have since burned, and this is moving to the west and southwest because of how the winds are acting up right now. The Weather Service calling this a particularly dangerous situation. They only use that phrasing for the most serious situations. The Weather Service office that covers this region, actually located in Oxnard, they've evacuated along with 14,000 other people. Now the San Diego office is covering that region.
And this was published at 9:37 a.m. And at the time, they said so far it is 0% contained, and wind gusts of between 50 and 100 miles an hour have been reported.
Oh, my God.
It's a pretty populous area, too, isn't it? Now, what you just said was the Oxford. There it is, baby. 14,000 acres, but it is a lot of residential neighborhoods in the way of this one, I think. And it is the city it's hitting the most. Is it Ventura?
Yes.
It is Ventura.
Mm-hmm. Is it Ventura?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My sister lives in Pasadena.
Right. No, I think Pasadena's safe, but
south of that.
Yeah. This is it's pretty nasty out there.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Wow.
And it's late in the season, like they said. Now, what are they doing? I don't know how they can contain it. It's 0% contained at 9 o'clock this morning. So hopefully they get those planes that drop but it's very residential there. So, our thoughts are going out to those folks that have to evacuate. If they tell you, they also said, I saw a clip on this also that said, if they tell you to evacuate this one, this isn't one to stick around. Like, if they tell you to get out of there, because the residences are too close together and the fire's too close,
Yeah, and there was an update 3 minutes ago on CNN, says that it's now expanded, scorched more than 19,600 acres.
That makes me so sad, But it's dry out there, and everything, the minute you get a spark, it goes away. It just catches.
And 50 to 100 mile an hour wind gusts, that's 100?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, is there like a storm? That's not
just
normal either
throwing-
for.
No, it isn't. That's just throwing those fireballs right,
Right. Just
right
popping the
across
fireballs
highways
right out the
and-
door.
Yeah, that is, wow.
I know.
What is going on with that? That sounds like a tornado type.
Well,
100
yeah, I
miles
mean
an
they're
hour?
on.
That's
Is Ventura on the coast?
Well,
I don't think it is. I think it's.
well, fire doesn't it create that suction? Does it create?
I don't.
It's on the It's on the coast near Channel Islands now.
Is it on the coast? Like it's in a coastal town? Let me see.
Ventura County.
Oh,
Let me see that one. Yeah. Let's see. Where is Ventura?
look at you, man.
Let's see. I'm a looking. There
so
it
it
is.
is
Okay,
right
we're
on
looking
the
at Matt's putting it up on the screen for us. So it is on the. So that's why your winds are nasty.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that is
Pure
why.
point.
Yeah.
And you've got a little
Wow,
bay right
okay.
there too, which probably catches some of it. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. Well, stay safe, Ventura.
Yeah, get out. They tell you to get out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're saying the winds will weaken dramatically this evening.
Good. And maybe they can get a handle on the fire at that point because you can't put out fire in a wind. I mean, it's just.
No,
I mean, you can. I
that's
guess.
the
I don't know.
problem.
I don't. I guess I don't.
Well, I can't imagine how.
I don't know how. I mean, that's not me. So Taylor went to school up in Weed, California. That's correct. Weed, California. The name of the town. They were selling T-shirts on the highway, but they were. And it was named after, I think, a mayor was like Joe Weed or something like that. And then all of a sudden, whatever. So anyway,
it's all good.
It's all good. They have a school in Weed for firefighters to learn to put out these kinds of fires, and it's it's a pretty popular. Well, I mean, if you want to be, because these aren't your everyday fires. These aren't your house fires or your whatever. These are like forest fires that are out of control in nature, and what are the resources available to take care of these, blah, blah, blah. They had a program at her college, so she was friends with a bunch of them when she went to school.
And I
up there.
bet, you bring up a good point. It's very, very different than a residential fire, right? A wildfire is a whole different animal.
It is.
Right?
I mean, you need different ways. You need way more people to combat it, and
That makes sense.
And you need different equipment. That they like to drop from the sky on those if they can. I don't know. It's God bless them. That's what I say for doing a tough job, because not I'd be doing, but I'm not a firefighter by trade, nor would I.
You're not. You're not a
no, and I would not make a good one. I'll have to be honest with you.
No, I'd be running.
Yeah, I know. I would not. I'd be a very, very bad firefighter. Bad firefighter. Yeah.
Bad firefighter.
Bad girl. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and do our historic song of the day. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after a couple of messages.
What makes a great pizza restaurant? The obvious answer, great pizza. A local favorite since 1983, Pizza Pub Wisconsin Dells has been serving up the best pizza in the Dells. Year after year after year. Not hungry for pizza? Try the homemade lasagna, chicken parmesan, burgers, salads, and an extensive kids menu. Or take a trip or two to the all-you-care-to-eat lunch buffet. Pizza Pub, walking distance to water parks and hotels in Wisconsin Dells. Visit the Milwaukee County Zoo this summer to enjoy so many species of fun. Home to more than 2,200 animals, representing over 340 different species. The zoo educates, entertains, and inspires. Stomp back in time with the zoo's summer exhibit, Dinosaur Discovery, sponsored by Sendix Food Market. You'll be astounded by the gigantic and scientifically accurate animatronic displays. Touch, feel, and learn about the role of predators in the ecosystem. Running through October 5th. Visit MilwaukeeZoo.org.
The weather is getting better, and we know it's the time when ladders and DIYers come out. Before you start any new outdoor projects, ComEd wants you to know that electricity can jump from a power line to you and the tools you're using. So maintain a safe distance from any power lines. You can also call ComEd at 1-800-EDISON-1 to have those power lines de-energized the next time you do any type of work around them. Stay smart, stay safe, stay back. ComEd, powering lives.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling. Limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
Welcome in. This is Talk Time with Tammy and Friends. I'm your host, Tammy Scully, talking to you right now, today, till 4 o'clock on Talk Time with Tammy and Friends. We have Nancy French bopping on from Austin, Texas this time. She's running all over the country this week. You're going to go see Marshall Tucker Band tonight. So
yes, I am.
All right, don't get arrested. You know my rules, right? Stay out of jail. That's the big rule,
Is that
right?
the only rule?
Well, I have very few rules, but that's one.
Okay.
That's a big one,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's talk about rock and roll, shall we?
Yeah.
This day in history. So the date today is the 7th, right? I've got that one
Yes,
right.
it is.
I got that right. Let me tell you what happened. Now, this one, I think you and your husband will be super interested in this. On November 7th, 1974, Ted Nugent won a national squirrel shooting contest after picking off a squirrel at 150 yards. The heavy metal guitarist also shot dead 27 other mammals during the 3-day event. Are you surprised?
No.
Not at all. Not at all.
No.
Yeah, that would be your typical Ted Nugent behavior back then. I don't know. He still shoots stuff, doesn't he?
He still shoots.
Yeah, he's a shooter. Let's see. In 1967, on November 7th, the Beatles finished recording Blue Jay Way, Flying, and Magical Mystery Tour. I thought Magical Mystery Tour was more of the 70s. You know, it was a little wackier.
That was in the 60s?
It was 1967.
Wow.
The Beatles have... Yeah.
They did their work early. I mean, they were gone.
They were
off the
gone
scene.
by the 70s. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, they whacked out a little bit, I think, in the 70s, and then they went away. Let me see. It says the Beatles have only 6 songs, not enough for an album, so decided to issue a double EP. Capitol Records didn't think the double EP format would be acceptable for the U.S. market, so they decided to put out an album instead. The 6 Magical Mystery Tour songs with 5 of the 6 songs from the Beatles' 1967 singles went on side 2. So that was in 1967. And then in 1975, a new world record was set for continuous guitar string plucking. 114 hours and 7 minutes by Steve Anderson. I don't know who he is, but he plucked for a very long time. And then on November 7, 1975, Elton John started a 3-week run at #1 on the U.S. album chart with Rock of the Westies. The singer's 10th studio album and 7th U.S. #1 contained the U.S. #1 and 14 UK single Island Girl, which was released prior to the album. Here's a little bit of 1975 Elton John, Island Girl, for you.
Standing 6'3", turning tricks for the dudes.
back from the islands. That was, I don't know what year that was again. That was, I know this answer. That was 75. Yeah.
Okay.
Not one of my favorite not one of my favorite Elton Johns, but
Yeah, mine either. But I guess people liked it.
They do. Elton John was at his peak back then. Now, on this date, November 7th, 2002, Whitney Houston's husband, Bobby Brown, remember him?
Oh, yeah.
In 2002, he was arrested and charged with possession of marijuana, speeding, driving without a license, and having no proof of insurance after he was stopped by police in Atlanta City, which I think that was like a regular occurrence for him back then.
I think it was, yeah.
Let's see, what else do I have? Oh, this is fun. On November 7th, 2014, two wealthy fans paid $300,000 to eat lasagna with Bruce Springsteen at his house.
What?
I know, it's wacky. Lasagna, Bruce Springsteen. Springsteen started off the annual Stand Up for Heroes event by playing an acoustic set, then offering the instrument to the highest bidder. When the bidding reached $60,000, he threw in a guitar lesson, which someone offered $250,000 for. At this point, he offered up a lasagna dinner at his house, a ride around the block in the sidecar of his motorcycle, and the shirt off his back, literally. All the money went to the Bob Woodruff Foundation, which helps injured servicemen and their families when they return home. So that happened.
For him.
Yeah, and that's, well, you know, Bruce.
I know, Bruce is...
He's the guy. He's the man. This is, I don't remember this, but this was on November 7th, 2012. A woman died and 19 others were injured after scaffolding collapsed outside a Linkin Park concert in Cape Town, South Africa. I did not hear that. Do you remember that?
I think I remember that. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
I think I do.
I don't.
It sounds familiar
Does
as all. The scaffolding and a concert. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's been quite a few scaffolding, falling
mishaps
where people have been, really seriously hurt. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's see. On November 7th, 1981, Hall & Oates started a 2-week run at number 1 on the U.S. singles chart with Private Eyes, the duo's third number 1 and number 32 hit in the UK. And then on November 7th, 1987, Bruce Springsteen, he's in the news again, went to number 1 on the U.S. album chart with Tunnel of Love, his 8th studio album. Went triple platinum in the U.S. with Brilliant Disguise being one of his biggest hit singles, peaking at number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100. This, I think, is one of my favorite Springsteen songs. Okay. And we have it for you here. It's called Brilliant Disguise by Bruce Springsteen.
Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah, I think I like this one too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
are. Yeah, that's the end of Bruce on that one. Bruce had a bunch of good songs. I mean,
he sure did.
Basically, the soundtrack to our growing up. Basically, college, high school.
For sure.
Not so much high school. I guess it was more college.
Yeah, I guess it was.
Yeah.
When was he What years was he popular?
Well, that one. That was that was 97. That was 97. But he was around, all those years.
He was around all.
Yeah.
You're right, though. Probably more college, but
I think so. I don't remember a lot of high school, Bruce. But we've got to skedaddle real quick. We've got a top of the hour news break and some words from our sponsors. We'll be right back after these messages. Stick around. Available now on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com is the book called DUI Jury Trial, which is the true story of a truck driver in Illinois who was charged with driving under the influence of alcohol. Not only was he facing a revocation of his driver's license, but also a lifetime disqualification of his commercial driver's license, which would prevent him from ever driving a semi-truck again. This book includes the backstories of the truck driver, the lawyers that defended his case, and the DUI expert witness who analyzed the case and then testified at trial as to the proper protocol procedures of the field sobriety test as well as the breathalyzer tests. This nonfiction novel also includes the actual court transcripts from the jury trial, a courtroom showdown in which the final verdict would determine the fate of the defendant's livelihood. The book DUI Jury Trial is now available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 3 o'clock.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Credan. Brought to you by Linzess. The Kane County Veterans Assistance Commission has earned the 2024 Hire Vets Platinum Medallion from the U.S. Department of Labor, recognizing their exemplary services in hiring and retaining veterans. It's the only organization in the area entirely staffed by veterans. Kane County may have a new coroner by the time you hear this. Monica Silva receiving 50.9% of the vote, while Republican incumbent Rob Russell received 49.10% of the vote. That, of course, remains unofficial as it is within the margin of error, and the numbers are expected to change by the vote by mail and provisional ballots. In a somber update from Chicago, local law enforcement community is mourning the loss of one of their own. Enrique Martinez, a dedicated member of the Chicago Police Department, was killed Monday while serving in the line of duty. The Elgin Police Department extending their deepest condolences to Officer Martinez's family and colleagues. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Credan.
Lowe's honors our military community this Veterans Day and every day. To say thank you, verified military members, veterans, and their spouses get 10% off everyday purchases, plus free silver key status with My Lowe's Rewards. It's our way of showing our gratitude to the brave people who have and continue to serve our country. Learn more now at Lowes.com/military. 10% discount can't be combined with another offer. Exclusions, terms, and conditions apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at Lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
At the law offices of Guthrie & Brady, we are dedicated to providing high-quality legal services at affordable prices. Whether you're dealing with real estate transactions, foreclosures, or will and estates, our experienced team, including Mary Brady, the happy lawyer, is here to help. With over 50 years of experience, you can trust that our attorneys have the knowledge and expertise to handle your legal needs. Our comfortable and welcoming office, along with our professional staff, makes it easy for you to get the legal guidance you deserve. If you're looking for expert legal services you can rely on, contact the law offices of Guthrie & Brady today. Schedule a consultation and let us put our decades of experience to work for you. For more information, visit gandblegal.com. That's gandblegal.com.
This is WRMN News.
Hello, I'm Dennis Green. President-elect Donald Trump's victory on election night came by a significant margin, 301 to 226. News Nation's Elizabeth Vargas breaks it down for us.
Regardless of the final Electoral College totals, it is already clear that while the polls were close, the vote was not. And now it must be acknowledged that Donald Trump and his supporters have created a sustained and powerful political movement that will reshape politics and policy for years to come. Trump flipped back Georgia, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Michigan, 4 of the 7 battleground states that helped Biden win in 2020. He also held on to North Carolina and had a surprising win in Nevada, a state he lost in both 2016 and 2020.
Arizona has yet to be called, but Trump has the lead there. Thousands of U.S. troops are on the ground in Iraq and Syria fighting to stop a resurgence of the ISIS terror group. News Nation's Tom Dempsey reports.
The Department of Defense saying so far 2 U.S. service members have been wounded during this, and a third assessed for a traumatic brain injury in an October operation. But Central Command saying they're making progress in these missions, seizing significant enemy material that could aid the military in future disruptions. These nearly back-to-back joint strikes and raids with Syrian and Iraqi forces are happening to prevent ISIS from regaining any power or control in the region, especially after the terror group was defeated in 2019.
The DoD says more than 160 Islamic State militants have been killed in missions in the past 60 days. For WRMN News, I'm Dennis Green.
WRMN News, produced in Studio 14 by the River Media Network.
Wake up, Fox River Valley. WRMN AM 1410 is shaking things up with a brand new weekday lineup that'll keep you informed, entertained, and engaged. I'm Marky B, WRMN Program Director and host of The First Shift, inviting you to start your day with The First Shift from 6 to 10 a.m. Monday through Friday. Larry Jones, Jakes, myself, and the entire First Shift team bring you the latest local news, entertainment, and, my favorite, more to kick off your morning. Then it's out to lunch with Matt McNeil from 10 until 1 p.m. Tune in for your midday fix of news, interviews, community happenings, and of course, the legendary WRMN Tradio Show. In the afternoon, join us for Fox Valley Afternoons from 2 until 6 p.m. Tammy and friends will chat lifestyle from 2 to 4, while Sonar and his crew dive into politics and news from 4 until 6. Plus, get to know the movers and shakers of the Fox River Valley with exclusive interviews, too. Don't miss out on our new local lineup that's tailor-made for you. WRMN AM 1410, the talk of the town. Tune in and turn it up.
Welcome in. You're listening to a little bit of Girl Talk right here on Fox Valley Afternoons. It's WRMN AM 1410 and Talk Time with Tammy and friends. Why, look, we've got new friends. If you can watch us on, if you're watching us on YouTube at WRMN Radio, you'll see we've got another host happening here. We've got Nancy and Rebecca. Becky, we like to call her Becky, but occasionally Rebecca comes out. I can't help myself.
A lot of things come out of your mouth. Oh my gosh!
Those are all
good.
All good.
All good.
Right.
I should have said that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I don't expect you to say that, young lady. Well, welcome aboard.
You always do call me a young lady.
You are.
I like that. I like that.
You're not an old gal yet. You're a young lady.
No,
so we're gonna,
exactly.
We're going to go with that. I don't know. Do I call you young lady, Nancy? I don't call you old gal, so.
Oh, that's not very nice.
I don't call you that, though. I don't.
Yeah, well,
what do you call
maybe
her?
Sometimes.
I call her Mrs. French.
You do call her Mrs.
I do call you Mrs. French quite a bit. Hey, I've got a programming note for you, kids. Dino's Night Out, which is normally the time of this show from 2 to 4 on Fridays, since Talk Time with Tammy and Friends isn't on Fridays. Dino's Night Out is usually on, but it's going to be hosted by Sonar and Matt tomorrow. So we've got Dean's got a big event he's going to, so we've got a fill-in for that. So stay tuned for that. 2 to 4 tomorrow as well, Friday. So today, well, let's see. What do we have today? You know what we're going to talk about?
What?
Healthy eating. I know.
That's a good one.
Well,
that's a good one.
I got to tell you why I started looking at this. I got very, very frustrated because I really am trying to eat healthy. Now, you know, the donuts help me with this because they're lovely. They're so yummy. One of the listeners got me that peanut donut, and you bet I devoured every inch of that bag and everything in it because it was super yummy. But outside of the donut, let's talk about healthy eating, like whole fruits, whole vegetables, unprocessed food. It's really hard to get.
It's a lot of washing. It's a lot of washing and chopping.
It's really hard, and the thing is, it's easy. It's an easy concept.
Mm-hmm.
No chemical. Minimize the food chemicals,
right?
And the processed food. You just minimize that, but okay, so that's an easy concept.
Yeah, but to actually do it,
but then our lovely social, etiquette is, all the salt, fat, and sugar is always at events.
Well, it's it's how we eat. It's just easier to eat that way, to eat unhealthy.
Well, if it's easier. Well, I guess it is.
Oh, it's way easier.
Everywhere, right? It's everywhere. Yeah.
It's way easier.
Processed food.
It's hard to eat healthy. That to me is hard.
It's hard.
It is.
At home it's not. But
yeah, at my house it is.
Yeah, well, stop buying this stuff.
Do you know there's Halloween candy yelling at me from the bowl?
Throw it out.
Throw
it out.
I know. I do okay without the carbs. Like I can get rid of carbs, but then
I love carbs.
I know. I do love carbs.
I like everything.
I know it's hard.
Oh, we know.
So they say.
Again. Got this food rap.
Well, you earned it, girl. You earned it.
I earned it. Well, I worked hard on that.
You did. That's years and years of your eyes being bigger than your stomach, always at every meal.
I love
you. Love you.
Anyway.
You do love your food. You do.
Okay, so I have to go pretty soon. So I was just going to throw out a couple things.
Where are you going to go?
Real quick.
Oh yeah. Well, tell Becky. Becky wasn't on.
Marshall Tucker, but right now we're supposed to go to a park in about,
fun.
We're in a suburb of
Austin. Yeah, gotcha.
So we're just going to do a
fun.
little something at the park before we have to be at the place at 6. So.
Oh, gotcha.
And we're going to drive to it, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So I want to talk about protein.
Okay.
So as we get older, for our older listeners over 50, protein is the building block. The building blocks of protein is amino acids, and they're responsible for repair and maintenance of muscle tissue. The need for more protein as we age is due to a decrease in muscle mass, and typically an increase of fat mass in women over 50. So that's why it's so important that we eat more protein. So when you said, it's easy to go on a less carb.
Yeah,
diet,
I can do protein pretty easily. Yeah.
Yeah. So the loss of muscle mass is incredible. At about age 30, believe it or not, we start to lose muscle mass due to the changes in our hormones and decreased activity and general aging process. So by the time this is crazy, by the time women near 80 years old, they have lost as much as half of your muscle mass, half. So unfortunately, with the loss of muscle mass come things such as weight gain, increased risk falls, poor posture, and I'm going to sit up right now.
Yes, you should sit up.
Not being able to do the things we love to do and need to do to maintain. So what I saw on my fave Yucca app, my Yucca It'll come to me soon. I got an email, and it talks about the 10 high protein.
I was just going to read that. That's what got me going on this entire thing. And what they say to have a savory breakfast, is that you were going to talk about the 10 points?
So, right. They have, an egg. Egg is the incredible, edible
egg,
fruit.
right?
It's not fruit, but it's an egg.
But
yeah, and I mean, it's really good for you, actually. Eggs, a lot of protein, a lot of vitamins and minerals.
Eating protein in the morning
But it does have a lot of.
Go for it. What?
Go ahead, Becky. Yeah.
I was just going to say, doesn't an egg, though, what about the cholesterol rap it always gets?
I think it gets a bad rap, honestly.
I do too.
I hear both.
I think they say up to seven eggs. I think
a day. 7 eggs a day.
Not a problem.
7 eggs a day.
7 eggs a week.
7 eggs.
7
I'll have a 7 egg omelet. Yeah, no, I don't.
Yeah, the 7 egg omelet. But yeah, I do think eggs get a bad rap with cholesterol, and people, I feel like the egg yolk, you can always take out the egg yolk if you want.
You can do the egg whites if you need to, or maybe mix it, do 1 and 1 or something. Eating protein in the morning promotes the production of dopamine, a neurotransmitter that stimulates the mind and jumpstarts your motivation. In addition to making you more motivated and alert, consuming protein at breakfast can also help you feel fuller longer and reduce snacking later in the morning. So they recommend protein at breakfast, and they say eggs are the perfect solution because they contain extremely high quality protein and are rich in vitamins and minerals. But there are other protein sources you can try. Animal protein, like cheese, preferably goat or sheep milk, yogurt.
Well, the big thing now is to put cottage cheese in everything.
Yeah.
You want to up your
I love
protein.
Cottage cheese.
So a lot of
I love it. I
think if you use your blender or your food processor and get it really smooth, then you can add it to your eggs, and it's not as I don't know. It has all your texture to me.
You know what I did? I actually made Alfredo sauce with cottage cheese.
Oh yeah,
and it was delicious.
Did you have to did you have to beat it or anything to get rid of the lumps, or what? Or was it just lumpy Alfredo?
I think we heated it.
Oh, it melted. Yeah.
When you heat it, it smooths it out.
Well, what is in cottage cheese? I mean, what is it really?
It's dairy.
It's milk. It's milk.
Yeah, it's curdled milk. That's it. It's disgusting if you actually want to talk about it.
Is that?
But Becky, you were asking about eggs and cholesterol.
Whey?
Is it what?
Oh,
curds and whey, like Little Miss Muffet?
Yeah, I mean, it's
like Little Miss Muffet.
Yeah.
Yes, it's just like Little Miss Muffet, Becky. Yes. But you were asking about cholesterol and eggs, and can I just read you what I found from the Mayo Clinic?
Please read us what you found.
Okay, so cholesterol, eggs do have cholesterol, but the cholesterol in eggs don't seem to raise cholesterol levels in the same way other foods do, such as those high in trans fats and saturated fats. So the link between eating eggs and heart disease is not there. There aren't findings with that.
Is that right? Well, I know they tell you to watch it, but
mostly high fat meat. But there's so much controversy with all that, because even animal fats and some of that we know that fish fats are some of the like salmon fat and stuff, and that is good for your brain development. But animal fat, again, it's all kind of relative, and it depends on how much you're consuming. But all those different things are good for you in different ways.
Yeah. Now
you don't want to eat the same thing all the time and a lot of it.
Well,
and that's that biodiversity that we talk about in your gut. So.
There's that plant-based protein too, which is a soy-based vegan.
Absolutely.
Soy-based. Now this sounds disgusting. Soy-based vegan pudding.
Oh, let's hear it.
The soy-based vegan pudding packed with protein, chia seeds, nuts, and that's it. That sounds disgusting. Sorry.
I know people have said that about people have talked about chia seeds and
I know
overnight
pudding.
Or something,
well, think about it.
Yeah,
pudding.
I don't know.
It blows up. It looks like a seed, and then once you put it in your yogurt or whatever, it expands. So I think the idea is it expands in your stomach and helps you feel full. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to pass on the chia seeds and the.
They're not bad.
Vegan pudding. I'm out. I'm out on both of those.
I'm out.
I'm out on both of those. You guys have at that. That's okay. Now, the next thing they tell you to do is to eat 2 or 3 fruits and 2 or 3 servings of vegetables a day. That's tough to do as well. I mean,
I could do maybe. Well,
let's talk today.
I don't have vegetables, fruit. I'm not.
It's 3 o'clock. How many fruits and vegetables have you had?
Let me think. I made soup the other day.
No, today. Today. How many fruits or vegetables have you consumed today?
No, but
0.
See what I mean? 0. So you've got to do 2 or 3 fruits and 2 or 3 vegetables and a protein source. Well, you had a protein source for breakfast, probably. So you got to.
I had hot chicken, spicy Dave's hot chicken and French fries for lunch.
Okay, there isn't a vegetable to be seen in that.
There you go.
See what I mean?
There's healthy eating.
See what I mean? Though it's hard to get it in. So I had an apple. That is 1 serving of fruit. I have.
Oh, that is so good.
I know, but I've got 2 more servings of fruit and 3 servings of vegetables to get down the hatch before I go to bed tonight. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Tammy,
you know what?
The easiest way.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Oh, it's
Beck.
really, it's
Go ahead,
hard.
Beck.
This is late. The easiest way is to make soup, and then you have lots of leftovers, and then you eat that the next day.
Yeah.
You've got your
I agree,
veggies.
Becky. I was thinking the other day I need to make more soup.
I like the
was
vegetable
thinking-
soup
I know,
idea.
you get sick of
But the vegetables kind of lose some, remember cooked vegetables will lose some of their, or what?
Here's
well,
a
they're
great,
better
here's
than
another
eating,
great way.
like your hot chicken and
hot chicken and fries. Yeah, well, that would be you.
Another great way is to roast your vegetables. Roast them.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Now that I love.
They're yummy.
A lot
roasted.
of flavor.
That is true.
Yeah, you're right. They're
Yeah.
still cooked, and they do lose a little bit of here and there, nutrients and whatnot.
Right,
but
right.
I'm all for that too. But it's just. I know they say 2 or 3 a day, 2 or 3
Scully.
vegetables, 2 or 3 fruits. Do you really do it? I mean, do you get it
what
in?
What about if you juiced? What if you stopped at a
Juice is different. So juice is processed differently. The body processes juice way different than it does the actual fruit or the vegetable. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Juice is not a great thing.
They don't go. Well, I know
actually.
juicing is a way of life for some people or whatever. But
that doesn't. It doesn't seem well. Yeah, doesn't have the pulp in it sometimes, but
this says warning: fruit juice is not the same as fruit. Juice lacks the fiber that regulates the rate at which sugars are assimilated, so its glycemic index is much higher than that of the whole fruit.
That's bad.
And then
you just have to eat the whole kit and caboodle, people.
I know,
Is
but
that the
What
the
about
point here is to eat the whole
those,
kit and caboodle?
What about the powders? The powders then would be about the same.
Well, that
thing.
sounds
how you can get-
processed.
Powder is just that's processed. It's I know it makes it easy, but can I throw out this cranberry orange pancake recipe because I want some right now?
Cranberry orange pancake.
No, I don't believe.
I know, isn't that weird?
Well, is there protein in it?
Yeah, it's one of those on the Yucca menu. It has, get this, it has 4 navel oranges, 4 large eggs, flour, cottage cheese, like we've been talking about, whole milk, dried cranberries, olive oil, fresh mint, orange zest, baking powder. And so, you know what? Those aren't too bad.
Have you made it?
Send me that one, Tammy or Nancy.
No, you haven't. I want you to make it, and then I'll let you know. Becky will make it. Nancy will send it to you. Becky will make it, and then we'll all talk about it.
I'll make it.
Now it says
Becky, you're making this.
number 3 on this happy little list is to eat good fat. I don't seem to have a problem with that as well. I can do that.
I love that.
The good fat. So it says you can limit your intake of saturated fats and omega-6, which is currently overconsumed. Yeah, there's no question. There's fats that are found in animal products like meat, butter, cheese, and in some vegetable oils like sunflower, coconut, palm, and grapeseed oil, and above all, in many processed products like cookies, potato chips, etc., etc., etc. So they want you to limit that kind of fat, which is fine. On the other hand, make sure you get plenty of omega omega-3 fatty acids. They occur primarily in fatty fish like tuna, salmon, mackerel, sardines. Gross.
I love sardines. I like them.
Certain oils like canola, linseed, or walnut oil seeds, seeds like chia, flax, and hemp, and in some vegetables in very small quantities like watercress, lamb's lettuce, I don't know what that is, and cabbage.
Never heard of it. Yeah.
So canola oil is good for you?
Canola oil is with linseed and walnut. Yes. I mean, if you have to pick an oil, that's the one they tell you to go with.
What about avocado oil? I thought that was good.
I do use avocado oil. I don't know. They don't really mention it here.
Avocados are good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a healthy fat.
So and they have, they have the sprays that are avocado oil that you can, coat things so it doesn't stick and whatnot with it. It says to choose products that are rich in omega-9 fatty acids. Omega-9 fatty acids occur in large quantity in olive oil, hazel oil, avocados, hazelnuts, and almonds. In view of the environmental impact of avocados, we recommend eating them only occasionally. Apparently, there's an economic impact in that, an environmental impact of that. So,
what should you?
There's an environmental impact from avocados. It says, in view of the environmental impact of avocados, we recommend eating them only occasionally. But we eat a lot of avocados in our house. Taylor and I. Yeah, Taylor and I.
I've never heard that before.
Okay, me neither.
Bye, Nance.
Oh, you gotta go.
everybody.
Nance is gonna run. Bye, Nance.
Have fun at the show.
Have fun at the show. Stay out of jail. Make good decisions. You know the word. Okay. Bye. Okay, so this is saying to take time to chew. Oh wait, I should have told Nancy that's right up her alley.
How many times are you supposed to chew your food?
It doesn't tell me that. It says chewing may seem like a trivial step, but is often neglected. However, it plays an essential role in our health. So better nutrient absorption. Good chewing transforms food into nutrients that reach our cells more effectively. If you don't chew them up enough, you're not getting the nutrients out. Eating less and managing weight, chewing triggers various hormones that send a satiety signal to the brain during the meal. So chew a lot, it says. Improving digestion from chewing. Insufficient chewing forces the stomach to produce more gastric juices to break down larger pieces. This excess acid can irritate the digestive lining and can cause acid reflux. So I never heard that.
There you go.
Yeah, so if you have trouble with acid reflux, chew your food a little bit more and see if that helps so you don't have to produce so much acid to break it down. Look at what we learned today.
Good to know.
Good to know.
Good to know.
It also protects teeth and gums. Chewing helps prevent cavities by stimulating saliva production, which cleans dental plaque and protects enamel from acidity. It also exercises our gums, essential for good dental health. So there you go. Chew it. That's what they say is a big tip to get more nutrients out of your meal. The fifth one they talk about, Rebecca, is fill up on antioxidants.
So that's all the greens, right? Your greens.
Antioxidants are berries, blueberries, blackberries,
right.
goji berries, acacia berries, raspberries, strawberries. Other fruits that have it are apples, plums, pomegranates, oranges, kiwis, grapes, figs. Vegetables that include antioxidants are artichokes, cabbages, broccoli, spinach, and bell peppers. The allium family is onions, garlic, and shallots. Spices are cloves, ginger, turmeric, cinnamon. There's a lot on here.
Yeah, I think that turmeric, I know turmeric's always in the news now. It's like that's like the new go-to.
But the thing with turmeric is if you're going to take a supplement with turmeric, you got to have another supplement. I forgot what it is to help absorb it. You can't, like turmeric straight up doesn't get absorbed very well by the human body. There's, kind of like vitamin D needs, I forgot what it is, potassium, I don't know, whatever, that kind of stuff. That's where you ask Nancy these things. I don't know.
She's into that.
Well, antioxidants are extremely beneficial molecules that are crucial to cell production. They help guard against various afflictions such as premature skin aging, cancer, degenerative disorders, cataracts, arthritis, and cardiovascular disease. The good news is that these little miracle workers occur all around us in our food. Eating generous amounts of fruits and vegetables is usually enough to cover the body's needs. Here are some foods with particularly high antioxidant properties. Those are the ones I just told you about. Hot beverages or tea and coffee, they have high antioxidants. Wow, I'm doing something.
Why, does
right.
it have to be hot or can it be cold tea?
It says hot tea and coffee. I don't know why. And then
why not cold tea?
I don't know, Rebecca.
Why not cold coffee?
Herbs, you can do thyme, basil, oregano, parsley, chives, dill, mint, rosemary, bay leaves. Chocolate is also got antioxidants, cacao and cocoa.
That has to be the dark chocolate, right?
Pure cocoa powder, dark chocolate, at least 70%. Yeah, is the one.
70%.
You should eat organic versions of these foods because organically grown foods have 20 to 70% more polyphenols. How about them apples? Did you know that?
No.
A type of antioxidant found in many vegetables that conventionally grow foods. So the question I have about organics is, how do you know they're organic? I mean, I know it says organic. But
I know. I think they have to be certified organic. So somebody has to come out to the farm and it's the dirt.
Do they
test? Yeah, well, that's what they say. Yeah.
How much regulation is over it? Like, how much government regulation is actually over organic?
I agree with you because I know for a fact that to get an organic berry in Michigan is very hard because they're dealing with mold or disease a lot. So they almost have to spray. So I don't know.
I hear you. I mean, and I'm just asking the question. You know me. I ask questions. That's what I do. You hear that happy little music? That means I got a skedaddle. What do I have left, Mr. Matt? We have 20 seconds remaining. So I am going to say ta-ta at the bottom of the hour. We're going to be back with, we got news coming up and then words from our sponsors, and we'll be back to finish off the show. Stick around.
This is WRMN News.
Hello, I'm Dennis Green. President-elect Donald Trump's victory on election night came by a significant margin, 301 to 226. News Nation's Elizabeth Vargas breaks it down for us.
Regardless of the final Electoral College totals, it is already clear that while the polls were close, the vote was not. And now it must be acknowledged that Donald Trump and his supporters have created a sustained and powerful political movement that will reshape politics and policy for years to come. Trump flipped back Georgia, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Michigan, 4 of the 7 battleground states that helped Biden win in 2020. He also held on to North Carolina and had a surprising win in Nevada, a state he lost in both 2016 and 2020.
Arizona has yet to be called, but Trump has the lead there. Thousands of U.S. troops are on the ground in Iraq and Syria fighting to stop a resurgence of the ISIS terror group. News Nation's Tom Dempsey reports.
The Department of Defense saying so far 2 U.S. service members have been wounded during this, and a third assessed for a traumatic brain injury in an October operation. But Central Command saying they're making progress in these missions, seizing significant enemy material that could aid the military in future disruptions. These nearly back-to-back joint strikes and raids with Syrian and Iraqi forces are happening to prevent ISIS from regaining any power or control in the region, especially after the terror group was defeated in 2019.
The DoD says more than 160 Islamic State militants have been killed in missions in the past 60 days. For WRMN News, I'm Dennis Green.
WRMN News, produced in Studio 14 by the River Media Network.
If you are 50 years and older, you are welcome to join Elgin State Bank's sponsored movie days at Elgin Marcus Theater. It will always be on the second Thursday of each month. Doors open at 8:30 a.m. At 9 a.m., you will hear a very brief message from Sherry Aschenbrenner about upcoming senior events, and movies will begin at approximately 9:30 a.m. Coffee and a donut is complimentary. You can always call the movie theater hotline number of 847-888-7976 to find out what movies are playing each month. The cost is $3 if you are a member of Elgin State Bank, meaning you have an account there, and $5 if you are a non-member. And for more senior information, catch Sherry's Senior Showcase on the third Tuesday of every month at 9:15 a.m. right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Welcome back. Girls Are Talking right here on WRMN AM 1410. It's talk time with Tammy and friends. We've got Becky Herkert bopping in down there in Homewood, Illinois. How's it going, Rebecca?
Doing good, doing good.
Yeah? What's happening? Did you vote okay? Everything went smoothly? Or you voted early?
I voted early. Yeah. So that was, I had no lines. I got lucky. Because they said you came at the perfect time. So
that's good. Voting early around us was pretty simple too. And then it got
good.
Yeah, then it got a little hairy once everybody showed up. You know what I mean? I like the voting early option, man. It takes it puts you in control of when you're going to spend your time doing it.
It's a season, not a day.
That's right. It's a season. I like it's voting season. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, Rebecca. Well, let's see. Did Matt, you want to do the game or you want to go? Yeah, we found one. We've got a News Nation clip standing by. But now a lot of them were political. So I'm open to either one. Let's see what we can find today in our hoppers of News Nation clip. Let's see what we got going on for current events.
Thousands of U.S. troops are on the ground in Iraq and Syria, fight to stop a resurgence of the ISIS terror group. News Nation's Tom Dempsey reports.
The Department of Defense saying so far 2 U.S. service members have been wounded during this, and a third assessed for a traumatic brain injury in an October operation. But Central Command saying they're making progress in these missions, seizing significant enemy material that could aid the military in future disruptions. These nearly back-to-back joint strikes and raids with Syrian and Iraqi forces are happening to prevent ISIS from regaining any power or control in the region, especially after the terror group was defeated in 2019.
The DoD says more than 160 Islamic State militants have been killed in missions in the past 60 days.
You don't hear about that too much, though, right?
No.
How many?
Was 160.
160.
Militants.
You don't really hear about that happening. That's kind of on the quiet side. There's so much other stuff happening too in the news. I don't know if it's designed not to be heard or if it's because I mean, how many we had? What'd you say? Hundreds? How many troops are involved in this?
Well, it says more than 160. Oh, thousands of U.S. troops. 160.
Yeah.
60.
I mean, there's a lot.
How many troops?
Thousands.
It says thousands of U.S. troops
are on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know that either. I mean, I don't know how many we have there.
I mean, I thought it was more about Iraq. And this is news to me.
Right. I mean, but that's what I'm saying. I think it's kind of been quiet, I mean, it's been under the radar a little bit because we've got the big election. That was the big news forever and ever. And then the wars, and what's happening in both those wars. So you don't hear about this is like the quiet side of it, sneaking in over there and trying to protect our interests in those countries. It sounds like that's what they're up against. Yeah. So I got no problem with that. Knock your socks off. Yeah. Do what you got to do. But I'd like to, I'd like to hear about it a little bit more. I mean, I think it should be brought forward a little bit more and that we know what's going on at least, or.
Yeah. I'm seeing here too, this was on thehill.com. There are about 900 U.S. forces operating in Syria while roughly another 2,500 are in Iraq participating in this.
Okay, so about 3,000 troops-ish in there somewhere.
Yep.
are.
So does this have to deal with Hamas as well? I mean, is this because you said troops were in Iraq? So it sounds like there's a connection there, or no?
Let me see here.
Well, who knows? I guess. I mean, it says they're picking up files and information that'll be helpful to the U.S. That was like the very last of that story. So,
wow.
Knock your socks off. That's what I say. Go get what you need. Go get what you need, and take care of it. And it is what it is. That's why I'm saying, is it quiet because it's supposed to be quiet, that nobody's really supposed to know what's happening with this, and they're just stealthing in and stealthing out and getting their stuff. There's an end date to this. It doesn't say.
Let me see if I can find
I don't
more information.
Yeah, I don't know if there's an end date to it. It's kind of an open story, so we'll keep researching it. We'll keep looking at it and seeing if we can figure anything else out. It's just interesting to bring it to the forefront so you can know a little bit of what's happening out there besides the election, besides the war in Iraq or the war in Gaza that's happening there, or the war with Ukraine and Russia. I mean, the last thing we want to do is stir up another war, right? That's no, thank you. We'll pass on that. We'll pass on stirring up more wars. But interesting to hear what's happening on behalf of our government over there while they're doing that. In the meantime, Rebecca, I think I've got some games. You want to play a game?
Oh, yes, I do.
I know. Everybody loves this game. This is the favorite game, the category game.
Oh, the category game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I am.
Okay, hold on. I need my specs because I can't see anything. All right. We've got in the kitchen, travel, road trip, or the backyard.
Let's do road trip for 20.
Road trip. Ooh, we need to take a road trip. It's been a minute.
I know.
Okay, so we're going to skip this one because it's got a picture of a sign and I don't want to do it. So, yeah, I mean, I can't get the sign up there for you. All right, hold on. I got to get rid of this one. This is, I don't know, correct. Sharp curve ahead. All right, here we go. In the kitchen, Rebecca has, according to the Food Network, when reheating leftovers in a microwave, how should you put them on the plate? A, evenly spread, B, piled high, or C, off to one side?
I'd have to say A.
Evenly spread. Correct. Arranging the leftovers in a single layer on your plate ensures the waves from the microwave reach them all. Okay, you've got travel or the backyard?
Oh, the backyard.
The backyard.
Yeah.
Becky's got the backyard for 50. According to Healthline, which of these will make a natural mosquito repellent? A, white vinegar, B, tea tree oil, or C, hydrogen peroxide?
Well, let me think here. I'd have to say B.
B, tea tree oil. Correct. Not only does tea tree oil repel mosquitoes, but you can use it to treat the bites as well. We've got travel. Let's see what's left in travel. Which of the following amounts does Travel and Leisure suggest you should tip a bellman in the United States?
Okay.
A, $1 per bag, B, $10 flat, or C, 0?
Okay. So a bell, all right, bellboy, and he brings your luggage to your room?
Yes.
Is it one person or a couple?
It is one guy. Oh, it's just you.
Then I'd say $1 a bag.
That is correct, Rebecca. Yay! Good job. Now let's see. I owe you some though because hold on. Now I lost it. I owe you some because we had to redo them because it was a video.
Oh yes.
So. Hold on, please. Please hold. I'm resetting the game right now. There it is. We're going to roll the categories. Oh, cars, architecture. Oh, wait. I'm going to re-roll because it's got 2 architectures in there. Okay. Oh, what's wrong with that one? Hold, please. One more. There it is. Toolbox, staying healthy, babies, at the gym.
Wow. Those are all right. Since we did healthy today, we're going to stick with that category.
Let's go with staying healthy. Becky goes with staying healthy. According to Good Housekeeping, which is the best way to hang toilet paper? A, over, B, under, or C, either way is fine.
I'm going to say over.
Becky says over. Correct. Toilet paper hung under is less sanitary because there's a chance germ-ridden hands can touch other paper. All right, then. Uh-oh.
Who knew?
I just did home improvement accidentally. So here's your home improvement question. Home improvement expert Bob Vila recommends using what to remove a strip screw with a screwdriver? We did this the other day. A, wax paper, B, a cotton ball, or C, a rubber band?
Wow. A strip screw.
Mm-hmm.
A rubber band.
Rubber band is correct. Provides the grip that can help remove the screw when you twist it. Okay, babies or at the gym?
Babies.
Babies.
They're fun.
The American Academy of Pediatrics says your child should be how old before being exposed to direct sunlight? A, 3 weeks. B, 3 months. C, 6 months. 3 weeks.
Direct sunlight.
That's right. 3 weeks, 3 months, or 6 months.
Gosh, I don't know. I'll say the second one.
3 months?
Yeah.
Incorrect.
Wow.
Oh, it didn't go.
Before 6 months, babies have very little protection. So 6 months
I
is
was
the answer.
going to say that.
I know.
It's so different from when our kids were little.
Oh, my God.
Like, get them out there.
Yeah, no, they didn't. We had no rules. Just go.
Life was easier.
What group of fitness class involves riding a stationary bike at various levels of resistance? Is it A, spinning, B, gliding, or C, drifting?
A.
Spinning. Yes, of course it is. Correct. Spinning is fitness trend where people ride stationary bikes in an indoor situation.
My daughter, the PT, says that is the best way to warm up your muscles before working out.
Oh, it's a bike?
10 minutes on a stationary bike.
Oh, well, that's basically my whole workout, 10 minutes, for God's sake. I'm pretty much done after that, Nikki. Tell her, pick one, Nick. Pick one. I can do one or the other. Okay, your categories are...
we're still going.
Yeah, we got more categories for you. Because you got. I can't get you to the bonus round unless you get them all right. It won't even let me have it. Okay, are you ready? Survival, housekeeping, in the kitchen, or bugs?
In the kitchen.
In the kitchen with Becky.
Yes.
As reported by the Today Show, what can you do to your trash can to make it easier to pull a full bag out of it? A, fill it with water. B, drill a hole in it. Or C, coat the inside with oil. As reported by the Today Show, what can you do to your trash can to make it easier to pull a full bag out of it?
I'd say they all sound stupid. I'll say C.
Coat the inside. B, drill a hole in it. If you drill a hole in your trash can, it will release the suction when you go to pull your bag out. I know. I know.
All right. Well, I never would have done that.
I know. Okay, that's how you learn things, Beck. That's how you learn.
Yeah.
All right, now we all know to drill a hole in our trash can now.
Boy.
Okay, ready? We've got survival, housekeeping, or bugs.
Housekeeping.
Housekeeping. What do we have for housekeeping? According to Good Housekeeping, which of these options is the best way to kill bacteria from your sponge? A, the dishwasher, B, the microwave, or C, bleach? This is your dirty sponge.
The best way?
Yeah.
I'd say C, bleach.
Correct. In testing, the bleach solution killed 99.9% of the bacteria on your sponge.
My mother always did that.
Did she? She put your sponges in bleach?
Oh, she put a lot of things in bleach.
I bet she did. I bet she did. They used to, you know
that
what?
was her go-to.
They used to use bleach a whole lot more than we use it now, I think, you know?
Yeah.
I don't use a lot of bleach. It barely comes out of the bottle, you know? I know.
I try to do a little at a time if I have to.
It stinks, by the way. There's that. But they used to use bleach a lot. Let's see what we have. Here's 2 more categories. You've got survival and bugs. Okay. Which one do you like?
Survival.
Oh, survival. All right, MacGyver. According to the National Weather Service, which of these places is safer to take shelter in during a tornado? Okay. A, your car, B, the bathtub, or C, the attic?
B, the bathtub.
She says the bathtub. Correct, according to AccuWeather. Hiding in the bathtub might be good because bathtubs are heavy and tend to be firmly attached. There you go.
Or if you don't have a basement, that's what you're supposed to do.
Go in the tub. Well, you know, they used to tell you, no, listen, how true is this? They used to say, go in the doorway, like a door jamb, like go in a doorway. But hardly ever have you seen after a hurricane has gone through or a tornado, there's nothing left but doorways. I
thought if that was an earthquake, that's when you got in the doorway.
Or if you don't have a basement in a tornado, they said doorway, or get under stuff or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
All kinds of disaster ways to do it.
Yes, there is.
I don't know them all though. But guess what category's left?
Bugs.
Let's see what we have for bugs. Which essential oil helps the most at driving ants out of your home? Is it A, rose, B, vanilla, or C, peppermint?
Peppermint.
I'd say that too, Rebecca. Correct. Place a few drops of peppermint oil on a cotton ball and put it where the ants are crawling. I haven't tried that.
I've tried that. Oh, I've tried that.
You have made it to the bonus round, Becky.
It's about time.
I know. It took a minute. Where on your body would you find your I can't even pronounce it. Parietal, P-A-R-I-E-T-A-L. Parietal bone? Where would you find that? Yeah, where would you find that?
Oh, God. Well, my parietal bone.
It would be either A, your foot, B, your chest, or C, your skull. It's P-A-R-I-E-T, parietal bone. T-A-L.
Oh, God. P-E-R, parietal. All right. Well, foot would be like more like P-O-D or something like that. So I'm going to say, was the chest, did you say?
Yeah, chest or a skull?
Chest.
We're going with chest. Becky's going with B, chest. Incorrect. The partial bones are located in the skull of the human skull. Okay, here's another bonus question. As reported, right. Oh God, it says you're out of time. Hold on. I didn't even read it.
Till next time, Tam.
Oh my goodness, this thing. Till next time, I guess so. It's not giving me. Hold on. Not giving me what I need here. Well, we're going to do away with that because I've got, what's the best way to get to we did this yesterday, that one. Did you hear about the 2 rowboats that got into an argument, Becky?
No, tell me.
It was an ordeal. Get it? Ordeal. I like this one. That's good. Boom. You keep that guy going. I like this one. I adopted a dog from a blacksmith. As soon as I brought him home, he made a bolt for the door. I think that's a good one.
That's cute. Very cute. Yeah. I like it too.
Let's see if we can find some more. I've got more dad jokes for you. These are bad dad jokes. I like the one about the blacksmith. And, of course, my favorite is how do you wake up Lady Gaga? Poker face. Poker face. That's my favorite joke of all times. I do that every day. Why do turkeys play percussion?
Something about the gobble or?
They have drumsticks.
Oh.
What did the beach say when the tide came in?
Go away.
Long time no see. Get it? S-E-S. How much does it cost to swim with sharks? An arm and a leg.
Oh, my God. See, I'm not good at these.
I
can never
know.
figure this out.
Nancy doesn't like these either. She likes the did you know facts, but I had a whole bunch of dad jokes queued up here. What did one?
Give me another.
All right. What did one toilet say to the other? If toilets were talking. Yes. What'd you say?
Flush you.
No. You appear a bit flushed. You were close. Let's see. Why are most people tired on April 1st?
You fooled me.
They've just finished a 31-day march.
Good one.
Yeah, you got to think about that one. Why did the rabbit go to the salon?
To get his hairs removed.
Well, kind of. It was having a bad hair day. Get it? H-A-R-E. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Hey, during the medieval times, Becky.
Yeah.
Where did people hang out?
During the medieval times.
Where did they hang out?
The dark room?
Close. Nightclubs. K-N-I-G-H-T. Nightclubs. I know. Where do birds stay when they travel?
Somebody's nest.
Someplace cheap. Get it? Cheap. C-H-E-E-P. Yeah.
Don't know why. I got to get some of this. All right, give me another.
It says, I enjoy telling bad puns. That's just how I roll. Get it? I roll. My eyes are rolling because these puns are really bad.
My eyes are rolling.
Your eyes are rolling in the back of your head, Becky. What should you do if your puppy isn't feeling well?
I don't know.
You take him to the dog-ter. Instead of a doctor, a dog-ter. I know, it's really bad. All right, you do a better one. You got any? Matt's got some. What do you got, Matt?
Yeah. All right. Now
give it to us, Matt.
All right, this one. This is an easy one.
Okay.
Why can't you give Elsa from Frozen a balloon?
Because it'll pop. It'll freeze. It'll
blow. It won't blow away.
Because she will let it go.
Oh, she should let it go. She should. All right. What else do we have? Why can't leopards play hide and seek?
Because you'll see their spots.
They're always spotted. Yes. Very good. Very good.
It's like a kindergarten one. I would hope
I know. These are all kindergarten level back. What kind of felines can bowl? Alley cats. But
I would never have gotten that.
I know.
That's like an old term, alley cats.
Hey, why did the man bring his watch to the bank? He wanted to save time. Can you do that? I don't think so. Where do penguins go to vote?
Oh, God. Off a cliff. I don't know.
No, the North Pole. Get it? Pole?
I got one.
That's actually pretty good. Okay,
I know. What you got?
What do you call fake spaghetti?
What do you call fake spaghetti? I give up.
Something with pasta, but it'd be
an impasta.
Yay, good one. Yeah, you had to work on that, Beck.
I know. Well, you didn't. Somebody had to.
No, yeah, you're right. Hey, when is a car not a car? When it turns into a parking lot. Yeah, that was not even in this. I know.
Doesn't even make sense.
I know they're silly and stupid. They're enough to just you scratch your head a little bit and you go, oh. How do you make a robot angry? Keep pushing his buttons. Come on, they're good, Becky. They're good.
Okay.
What's the best way to make a bandstand?
Give a little boom. Give a little, I don't know.
Take away their chairs. Get it? You make the bandstand.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good one.
You're going to repeat that one, aren't you?
Yeah, you think they'd, catch on. All right.
Hey, how do you light up a soccer stadium? Give up. with a soccer match. Get it? Like a match, like a light. Yeah.
I've got one.
Yep, go for it.
What's Forrest Gump's email password?
Chocolate. Run, Forrest, run.
One, Forrest, one.
That's a good one.
So you were close, yeah.
I was close on that one. Not on it, but close around it. Let's see. I told a bad chemistry joke once. I got no reaction. Yeah. Did you hear this one? Did you hear about the kidnapping at school? The kidnapping at school, did you hear about it?
No.
They woke him up. Get it? The kidnapping at school. I know, it's bad. It's bad. Why did the cow go to Hollywood? To be in the movies.
I'm going to tell some of these to Theo.
I think you should. Theo will love them.
He will love them.
How do mice floss their teeth?
With
string cheese.
I was going to say,
yay!
There you go.
Come on. All right, here's my final one of the day. I'm going to leave you on this one. How do you call a happy cowboy? What do you call a happy cowboy? A Jolly Rancher.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yay!
Yay!
All right, enough bad dad jokes to last you the rest of the week, right? Well, you have fun with that. Now, we are out until Monday. Dino is taking the day off tomorrow, so we've got Matt and Sonar in for tomorrow's show from 2 to 4. Thanks for listening. Have a good night and make good decisions.
Belux Bar and Grill Wisconsin Dells is the quintessential American grill and bar with refined rustic cuisine and award-winning libations. Their honest, feel-good food menu is complemented by a beer list to satisfy every taste. Classic cocktails and our signature shakes, rich and creamy with a splash of boozy goodness just to shake things up a little bit. Belux Grill and Bar, classic American cuisine with a contemporary twist.
For exceptional home-cooked meals, visit the longest family-owned restaurant in Elgin. Paul's Family Restaurant at Lawrence and McLean takes pride in their fresh daily specials like steaks, fish, pasta, soups, and more. Paul's fresh buttermilk pancakes and breakfast skillets are phenomenal. As you walk in, you can't help but notice owner Elaine's wonderful eye for detail. The toughest decision you'll have to make is what size leftover box to take home. Call 847-695-8687. Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 4 o'clock.
With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Curdan. Brought to you by Cintas. Kane County may have a new coroner by the time you hear this. Monica Silva receiving 50.9% of the vote, while Republican incumbent Rob Russell received 49.10% of the vote. That, of course, remains unofficial as it is within the margin of error, and the numbers are expected to change by the vote by mail and provisional ballots. In a somber update from Chicago, local law enforcement community is mourning the loss of one of their own. Enrique Martinez, a dedicated member of the Chicago Police Department, was killed Monday while serving in the line of duty. The Elgin Police Department extending their deepest condolences to Officer Martinez's family and colleagues. The Kane County Veterans Assistance Commission has earned the 2024 Hire Vets Platinum Medallion from the U.S. Department of Labor, recognizing their exemplary services in hiring and retaining veterans. It's the only organization in the area entirely staffed by veterans. With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Curdan.
Lowe's honors our military community this Veterans Day and every day. To say thank you, verified military members, veterans, and their spouses get 10% off everyday purchases, plus free silver key status with My Lowe's Rewards. It's our way of showing our gratitude to the brave people who have and continue to serve our country. Learn more now at Lowes.com/military. 10% discount can't be combined with another offer. Exclusions, terms, and conditions apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at Lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the Better Business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org. Finding a reputable business shouldn't require luck or chance. But how can you tell who you can trust? Pro tip: the BBB connects people with businesses they can trust. So think of the BBB as the better. Check with the BBB first because better businesses are honest and commit to high ethical standards bureau. That's why they're better. Always look for the sign of a better business and find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Adrenaline Monkey is located inside the Life Zone 360 building on Route 72 in West Dundee. Release your inner wild child at Adrenaline Monkey. It's the area's highest octane indoor adventure center. Perfect for the whole family too. Adventurers of all ages can try Ninja Warrior obstacles, rock climbing, vertical adventures, and aerial course. Adrenaline Monkey can also host your organization's team building programs. Half day and full day sessions are available. Visit adrenalinemonkeyfun.com/WD.
This is WRMN News.
I'm Marky B reporting. A man was found dead Wednesday morning near the 900 block of East Higgins Road in Schaumburg. The Cook County Medical Examiner's Office identified the man as 61-year-old Andrew Young. A hometown was not listed on the medical examiner's evening ledger. Officers arrived at the scene at 11:30 a.m. after responding to a call for a well-being check, and they found Young dead, according to police. Young was found lying near the pond east of the building. Officers found no signs of trauma or foul play. Veterans Day events are right around the corner. Let's talk about a few. Elgin Veterans Day ceremony is at 11 a.m. Monday at the center of Elgin's Heritage Ballroom at 100 Symphony Way. The City and American Legion Post 57 honor all veterans. Seating will be provided. In Huntley, they're having a Veterans Day ceremony and a collection event 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Saturday at Huntley Square. The ceremony starts at 11 a.m. For the Honoring Our Veterans collection, bring donations to stock the shelves at New Horizons and Veterans Path to Hope. Hosted by the Village and Huntley American Legion 673 Women's Auxiliary. In St. Charles, there's a Veterans Day ceremony at 10:30 a.m. on Veterans Day at Fire Station Number 1, 112 North Riverside Avenue. In Elburn, the Veterans Day observance will be at 11 a.m.
Are you ready to take your brand to the next level? Image 360 South Elgin is your ultimate destination for custom signs and visual communication solutions. Looking to rebrand your office interior? Need striking vehicle wraps or decals for your fleet? Or perhaps you're in the market for a standout trade show display? At Image 360 South Elgin, they've got you covered. As your full-service custom sign and graphics partner, they deliver bold solutions and exceptional support. From outdoor signage to eye-catching store signs, indoor graphics to comprehensive branding solutions, they have the experience to elevate your brand's presence. Trust Image 360 to create a long-term partnership that gives your brand 360 degrees of exposure. Visit them at 506 Sundown Road in South Elgin. Image 360 South Elgin. Bold solutions, exceptional support.
Welcome to A Political Talk Show here on WRMN 1410 AM and WRMN1410.com. My name is Dennis Sonar Green, and I will be with you for the next hour where my buddy, who is sitting here with me right now, the executive producer extraordinaire, Ben Demonium Boquest, will be taking you all the way to 6 p.m. I have, after today, I'll have one more week of teaching the night classes over at the vocational school, the media vocational school. And I will then be a daytime professor, I guess, instructor.
Broadcasting professor.
Yeah. And then I'll be able to do the entire show for the entire 2 hours.
There we go.
All the time, back in the saddle.
Yeah.
They were letting me show up a little bit late. I felt like I was a professor with tenure. Like I was like, oh my goodness, they let me show up late because I've got a radio show. And then eventually I was like, it's not working out for the students so much.
Yeah.
So the sacrifices we make for those that we teach, I suppose. Thank you all for joining us here on Apolitical Talk Show. Good news for tomorrow for Free Speech Friday. We have the election night panel coming back.
Sweet.
Yeah. You, me, Elliot, and Cecilia.
All right.
Cecilia Brooks from Grassroots. Also, Elliot Serrano. He is a media professional.
Great writer.
Oh, amazing. And you, executive producer extraordinaire. And then I guess I'll moderate something, I suppose. I could come up with some questions.
Broadcasting professor, moderator.
Exactly. That's the title I have, is the instructor extraordinaire. Anyway, thank you for being here with us. It is, of course, Thursday, and here on Apolitical Talk Show, we talk legislation for Legislation Thursday. And I want to kind of do a reset today. So usually what we do in Legislation Thursday, we talk about something within the legislator, whether it's a bill or maybe it's a process or maybe it's something that's there. We want to talk about the process of taking a campaign promise and turning it into a law. And I know that's like a slightly more expanded process than like the Schoolhouse Rock song that's out there. It's like, oh, they come up with the thing and then they do the stuff and everybody sings and dances. But like there's a little bit of inner workings to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a timeline. Because everybody's freaking out. They're like, oh, my gosh, the whole world's going to change. This is all going to be different and everything else. And other people are going, oh, well, the world's going to change. It's so great. When is it going to happen? So we broke everything down into kind of like a timeline. And to be fair, this is the government. This isn't like, okay, 2 weeks, this happens, then that happens, and it goes down. It is based off of politicking and brinksmanship and all of the other crazy words that are out there for really the game that is politics. So we're going to run down that. There's a couple key issues or a couple key players when a campaign promise tries to become a law. Ben, can you think of some of those?
Just in general, the process?
And what people are involved in it, right?
Oh,
Obviously
yeah.
the president, right?
Yeah, the president. Think of the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the House.
The judicial.
Yeah, all of those people. Every single one of them is involved, Ben. Every single one of them.
Yeah.
Including you and me. Yeah, we're involved in the process.
What do I do?
Not only just electing the people that are part of this process, and then those people then, I guess, appointing the judicial side of it, but for each part as it moves through, there is a point of the speech and debate where you get to jump in as the public, as maybe an organization with vetted interest in something like this. There are hearings for debates and things like that. So to those of you without that have, I guess, despair in their hearts, I mean, we're America. It's an exceptionally great country. Now, I will play devil's advocate with some of that, too. And most empires fall at 150 years or 250 years anyway. America is going to be, what, 248, somewhere around there? So, hooray. But American exceptionalism, right? We have built a system that you think of all these checks and balances that are out there. We, the people, are some of those checks and balances. and don't have that despair. It's not, oh, we voted for somebody, now we can't do anything. We got to wait until another 4 years before I'm able to do something. I guess that's silly to do that. True. Why would you even live in a system that you every 4 years? I guess I'll choose a decision and like, what is this, Logan's Run? Like, what is happening here? It's to the point where there is a process to get things done. Now, the two caveats that I'll give to that: presidential immunity now. So that's the wild card that's in there. Hyper presidential immunity, I would put. The president was already immune for a lot of things to begin with. Now to be like not even questioned.
Yeah, it's on the books.
That's the rule of the land right now. And then the second thing would be executive orders. In the past couple of decades, executive orders have essentially just become those laws. And I expect more executive orders to show up because of the second Supreme Court decision on my list of holy crap, why did that happen, would be the Chevron deference decision as well. And so if you don't know what that is, the Chevron deference decision was that the EPA or the FCC or the SEC or all of these other federally established micro government agencies, the three-letter boogeymen that are out there, they were all able to write their own regulations as long as they went within the parameters of whatever Congress had written. Now, every single thing that a regulator does, FEC, SEC, FDA, et cetera, all of them that do, will now be challenged in court. And it will be the judge that doesn't decide if that regulation is a good regulation or a bad regulation, but did that regulation go towards the legality of everything? So it won't be like, hey, putting Play-Doh in the next Wonder Bread stuff to have colorful Wonder Bread and actually have, the dots and the circles actually in the bread, but we're going to use Play-Doh instead. And the FDA goes, whoa, hold on a second. That should at least be non-toxic. And it's not the experts that will make that decision. It will be whatever court that decision ends up in front of. So that's another side, another wild card that wasn't in play in 16.
Yeah.
So, or two wild cards, I suppose. Jokers and One-Eyed Jacks, right, are all wild.
Yeah, and the harm in that is, just getting over and around regulations. Like you've kind of seen the effect on the lax of regulations recently.
So for the correction, it will be either Congress writes more specific laws or federal presidential mandates through that side, and executive orders will then fill in the gaps on that. So that's where I expect to see more executive orders anyway, just as a heads up. But to talk about the players, of course, we've got the president and the executive office, right? That's you want to make a law, especially if it's your campaign promise you want to make a law, you should probably be involved with it. The second one is Congress. Congress is the legislative power in America, so you need their help. Federal agencies. The federal agencies will be involved with implementing and also suggesting things to be put into that law or that bill. Obviously, the judiciary as well is the fourth player in this. And the judiciary, what they are supposed to do is they are supposed to bounce the new law, the new regulations, the new everything else versus the Constitution and figuring it out on that side. Is it breaking any other laws? Is it copacetic with the Constitution? Is it not? Okay, well then get rid of it and start again. So we're going to talk a little bit about that process here. So, of course, the guy's got to make a campaign promise, right? And the first side of the campaign promise, of course, is the election day.
all the way up to Election Day, all the way to inauguration. President-elect's transition team, political advisors, policy experts, and this new really cool thing I found, or at least new to me, the executive office of the president, along with the cabinet, all pulling that together. The president-elect begins setting up a transition team to strategize the key campaign promises, and key priorities are outlined based on those campaign promises, current national needs, and input from those advisors. So, of course, we get all the way up from president-elect all the way to inauguration day. There are a couple verifications and things like that, but that's not part of necessarily the campaign promise. You got to be president first. So you get through all of that, knock it out. Of course, the states have to certify, then the federal government has to certify, and then, of course, inauguration day, January 20. On inauguration day and the initial agenda setup, January 20th is inauguration day, and the key entities on this next step is Congress, the executive office of the president, the advisors, and of course, the cabinet members. A newly sworn-in president gives an inaugural address, often highlighting primary goals and policy directions. So now those campaign promises now have to be more about ideas or goals. A lot of times people have, I guess it's campaign wishes. This is, if I was president, this is what I wish I was able to do. I would do this. Sim sim salabim, let's get our wishes out there, right? Mecca lecca hi, mecca heini ho, whichever genie you pray to get you those wishes.
Mecca lecca heini ho.
That's it. So right into the wishes, that's what they have a speech on. Here is the speech. This is what we've got. And those become goals. Goals are measurable. They are not wishes. Goals are plans. Plans are measurable. Time and product. Those are goals now. I don't wish. A wish is I wish to win the game. That's a wish. A goal is I'm going to put this ball in that net before the time runs out. That is a goal, right? I mean, as far as almost the literal sense of the thing, not just the cerebral. So you have that aspect of it. So now they go and say, hey, everybody, I'm before Congress now and for the entire world. Now here are my goals. And they kind of set up the timeline there, Ben, right? This is the 100-day speech. In my first 100 days, this is what I plan on doing, et cetera, so on and so forth. President's cabinet is nominated and confirmed by the Senate, setting the leadership for these goals that you need to be done. And the initial the initial consultations with Congress begin to happen. It's one of those things that everybody thinks they're all just sending memos back and forth to each other. Say, I think that this should be a law. And you just send it to the Congress people and they go, hey, just new thing from the president. He says this should be the law. Let's get to it, boys. Like it's a hey, Ben, what do you think about this, this, and this? I'm trying to get this established or this law or this kind of thing over there. What do you, as a person who actually does this every day, think to jump into the you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. There's that, even if it was within your own party, there's still some of that back and forth.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those things. It gets obfuscated in the process of candidacy or campaigning. I feel like there's so much is lost in the credibility stage of things from promising to lawmaking in the candidate process, from the difference in someone when they're campaigning from actually doing the job. It's one of those things that it makes it hard to see how the process actually goes, because you can't really keep track of all the promises made, kept, and things that were just obviously speaking to bases campaigning wise.
And they don't necessarily make it public either. The steak dinner that I take you out to and go, hey, this is the law I'm trying to make, that's not necessarily on the books. It may be on the books that we went out to eat or whatever else, but But the the back room that they used to call it, those backroom deals, that's the type of this is when it starts. Is in this side. And of course, you've got the State of the Union in February. Within weeks of the inauguration, Congress, the policy advisors, advocacy groups, and think tanks. President delivers the State of the Union address to lay out policy priorities before Congress. So this is the second time that the president gets to come before the Congress and everybody else and say, look, this is what I want done. This is it. This is the last couple of weeks. I've been talking to these people, those people. So now we're starting to actually refine our goals into this solid plan. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Move it on down. The president's team refines the policy proposals, often engaging with the advocacy groups and think tanks to gather public support and advice on legislative strategy. One of the think tanks for the Republicans, to bring it back into what we're doing now, the Heritage Foundation. What is it? Breaking Points, or what is that? That other one that they've got?
Turning Point.
Turning Point USA. Yeah. The Turning Point USA and a few other ones. The Federalist Society also throws it in there. Those are all things that the Republicans usually lean on for those think tanks. And then this is like hundreds of people all coming together in one report to send up. Marcus Mack, let's bring Marcus Mack in. Hey, Marcus Mack, how's it going, buddy?
Hey, brother, how's it going?
Good.
I know usually I'm on here talking sports, but, I'm a well-rounded fellow, and politics is something that catches my interest as well.
Is it the statistics or the players?
All of it. Now, it sounds like you were referencing something, which is exactly why I called. I was actually on the phone with Matty Ice McNeil, and so I might have missed you. Have you talked about Project 2025?
No, you called in just in time for that too.
Okay,
so
because that's what it sounds like you were leading into, and I didn't. So obviously, when you hear things that are really radical, it's like, well, I don't need to really listen to that right until it seems like it could become something. And until Trump won the election, it was like, well, I'm not really going to pay attention to Project 2025. But now that he has, I read it today. I went through the whole referendum, top to bottom.
Goodness. And you didn't fall asleep in the middle of it?
Well, no, here's the thing. Obviously, I glossed through. I'm a speed reader, too, mind you. And I glossed through, the sleep. Like, I want to get to the fat, juicy parts where you're talking about replacing government.
Oh, yeah.
You're talking about replacing the Department of Education and how the next verbatim words in Project 2025, the next conservative president needs to do ... So how I'm wondering, and because I know sports. That's what Marcus Mack knows, right? But you know a lot more about politics. How real is Project 2025?
So,
at least in your opinion.
In my opinion, I think Project 25, like most things that have come into the Heritage Foundation, I mean, even going as far back as Reagan.
And they wrote this.
For it.
And they wrote the Heritage Foundation. Yes,
they wrote it. J.D. Vance is involved with some of the authors as well. So, I mean, to say that they're distancing themselves is I don't know, is something that's not correct to say. I don't want to go as far out as lie, but it's definitely not something that's correct. The biggest thing is I don't think it's going to be all of it. Now, we all want to scream about the guardrails, but I do think some parts are removing some guardrails. So the biggest part I think that's going to definitely hit. Now, I don't think there's going to be a registration for pregnancies and some of the other stuff that's like really out there in it.
But the thing that really hit me was the family thing about how family is the most important, and and children being how they are as they're born, and that is attacking a certain group.
Oh, it is.
And that group has been in their crosshairs from day one, and so it just that very first referendum in Project 2025 talks about this, and so and there's even one key section that even says that if you're born a certain gender, you can't play another gender sport.
How do you feel about that as a person who's in the sports thing? Let me flip it back to you. I know politics, but you know sports. How do you feel about, I guess, cross genders or the gender spectrum playing on all of these different sports that are designed to be that specific gender?
Well, I think that in that scenario, and I'm not trying to alienate anybody by saying this, because I know the people that want to hear this are going to run with it. But in a scenario like that, I think that no, because competition needs to always be fair. That's it. I'm not going nowhere else with it. I support anybody and how they feel and want to live. I just feel like from a competitive sense, Michael Jordan has to play against LeBron James, not Serena Williams.
Well, and I think there's going to be a rise. Absolutely.
Does that make sense?
No, I absolutely agree with you. I do think that there are segregated. I mean, you already segregate it based off of age. You already segregate it based off of skill level. You should probably base it off of physique as well. I mean, height or whatever else, or
the thing about it is physical prowess.
And I think they do a disservice of calling it women and men. I think there might be another male, female, that kind of thing. I do think there's going to be a rise in third mixed. I think mixed in some sports is jumping up.
And there we go. See, and that creates a more fair.
There you go. Hey, I gotta let you go, Marcus Mack. But yes, I'll tell you what. As far as Project 2025 goes, I do think the replacement of people. I think that is going to be one replacement of the top to bottom type of stuff at the whim of the presidency. I don't think there's going to be any career accountants and things. So I don't know. We'll see where it moves from there. Hey, thanks for checking in, man, and thanks for reading up on something like that.
Excellent, man. Thank you. And Ben, you guys do an excellent job. Keep doing it, brother.
We appreciate it. Hey, more Apolitical Talk Show coming up after the bottom of the hour news. If you're not already news full, we're going to continue down through how a bill becomes a law. I'm just a bill. Yeah, but we're not going to sing it. I'm going to have to read it out boringly. Anyway, Apolitical Talk Show, WRMN. Right back after this.
This is WRMN News.
I'm Marky B reporting. A man was found dead Wednesday morning near the 900 block of East Higgins Road in Schaumburg. The Cook County Medical Examiner's Office identified the man as 61-year-old Andrew Young. A hometown was not listed on the medical examiner's evening ledger. Officers arrived at the scene at 11:30 a.m. after responding to a call for a well-being check, and they found Young dead, according to police. Young was found lying near the pond east of the building. Officers found no signs of trauma or foul play. Veterans Day events are right around the corner. Let's talk about a few. Elgin Veterans Day ceremony is at 11 a.m. Monday at the center of Elgin's Heritage Ballroom at 100 Symphony Way. The City and American Legion Post 57 honor all veterans. Seating will be provided. In Huntley, they're having a Veterans Day ceremony and a collection event 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Saturday at Huntley Square. The ceremony starts at 11 a.m. For the Honoring Our Veterans collection, bring donations to stock the shelves at New Horizons and Veterans Path to Hope. Hosted by the Village and Huntley American Legion 673 Women's Auxiliary. In St. Charles, There's a Veterans Day ceremony at 10:30 a.m. on Veterans Day at Fire Station Number 112 North Riverside Avenue. In Elburn, the Veterans Day observance will be at 11 a.m. at American Legion Post 630 at 112 North Main Street in Elburn. And in Geneva, there will be a Veterans Day salute 11 a.m. at 3rd and State Streets in Geneva. A salute will be presented by the American Legion Honor Guard. Join me for the latest news, views, and local issues every morning during the first shift from 6 to 10 a.m. right here on the Talk of the Town.
WRMN News, produced in Studio 14 by the River Media Network. We are Lions International, the world's largest service organization. We are volunteers committed to strengthening our communities and supporting those in need, one act of kindness at a time. For more than a century, Lions have been serving a world in need, right here in our community and around the world. Lions International makes the impossible possible. This is your invitation to join us, because the only thing missing from our mission to make a difference is you. Visit lionsclub.org to find a local Lions Club near you. Take a historic walk through the home of America's greatest showman, Al Ringling. Located in Baraboo, Wisconsin, you can view the grand opulence on a guided tour, now hourly starting 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Weekday tours begin on the veranda and on the weekends in the tap room of the Al Ringling Brewery. Behind the mansion, kick back and try a flight of craft beers and dine at this family-friendly stop. Visit alringlingmansion.com for more information.
Welcome back to a political talk show right here on WRMN. That's WRMN 1410 AM. That's amplitude modulation for those of you playing at home. It is also available at WRMN1410.com. That dot's a decimal. Don't type in DOT. No. Dot, like the point. It's there. You know how the internet works. What am I doing? Welcome back to A Political Talk Show's Thursday, where we break down legislation. A lot of times we'll break down a specific bill or an act, that may be the next Word Wednesdays. What's the difference between a bill and an act type of thing? I'm not 100% on that.
Yeah, you say that.
I think an act is a law eventually, but go ahead.
You say that and I have the same thoughts.
Yeah.
Yours perk back.
A bill is something that is in process as it is going through. I'm just a bill, right? That's the only way I kind of remember it.
I think of it more like acts are usually like, they're like named after people. Like the Civil Rights Act.
The name of the bill, once it becomes law, is officially an act. We'll have to look at it. We've got some legislators that are exhausted for campaigning, so we're gonna wait for them to kind of cool off this week and then jump back into the groove on that side of the world. Thank you for joining us here. We are going through how a campaign promise becomes one of those fancy dancy laws. I mean, it's a lot of things to say, hey, we shouldn't pay taxes on anything. Okay, how are you going to do it? Are you going to do an executive order and just have everybody take you to court and go, look, bro, there's like laws for this? Or are you going to turn around and make laws for this as it moves through? Are you able to make that law? There are a lot of campaign promises that you can't necessarily keep, but they go up against the Constitution. Are you going to turn around and say we're going to give all of our government money to only Christian churches? That's against the Constitution.
Yeah. Do people hate these laws a lot?
Yeah. I don't know. There's lots of different things that are out there, buddy. And I cannot wait to see where, now that we have the new players, right? Is campaigning's one thing. It's all hope and doom and wishes and whatever else. But at the end of the day, we have to come down to reality and have to actually get the workflow put together. Now, if you want to live in perpetual campaigning, which I think we have, my gosh, please, if we could stop. I was just talking to Ben. We're working on something here. Would we have been better off if Joe Biden wasn't the president? Not in the fact of like the inflation or what he's actually done, but if we just would have finally let Trump do his 4 years, and then now we would have been here in the future with him with absolutely no way of being president. Would we have better?
It had a lot to do with who just had the keys and the attention at the time of COVID, where everybody had all their attention to give.
And so now we get 12 years of the guy running the country instead of 8.
Yeah.
So, but either way, we'll talk about that. There's plenty of times for speculative discussions about the past. I like talking about the future because the future is a lot shinier. The future is way cooler. Let's look at that. Optimism, ho, let's move it. So we're walking through campaign promises, and we finally made it to the song. The I'm Just a Bill. Kid walks up, says, hey, this is what's this piece of paper sitting over here? What's this garbage that's sitting here? And the piece of paper is like, whoa, hey, I'm just a bill. I'm waiting to get signed. I've made it through all of the committees. I've gone through. I don't even think they like really mention the committees in the song. I think it's mostly just like we voted for people and they're gonna sign me and this is what's gonna happen. So we're at that point right now, not where the bill is waiting to be signed, but we're at the creation. Everything else is been, you walk through wish, you go to goal, you start making the plan, and now it's put that plan on paper. You can't just have a law that's just like, yeah, do what you feel. Like that's not law. That's back to wishy-washy wishes. As I wish you could just do whatever you feel. It moves through it. So, the next thing it goes to is the drafting and the introduction of the legislation. So they got to write it up. You can't introduce legislation that you haven't written up. You can't just like show up hungover on Monday after a congressional bender and just come in there and be like, I think we should all have ice cream for lunch today. Like, did you write it up, sir? There are parliamentary procedures for lunch. So the early months of the first year is usually when this happens. And everybody's like, whoa, hold on a second. What about these day one promises, Ben? I was promised day one, X, Y, and Z was going to get fixed. Yeah, a lot of time that's just hyperbole. It's just somebody just over. I'm going to get to work right out day one. Put me to work, sir. I'll get it done. Like, okay, you got stuff to do, man. I get it. But that's where a lot of people turn around with it. So this is early months. So this is looking at, well, I would say February, March is like the earliest you might get it, unless, just like Marcus Mack called in about, unless the people in the last stage who are part of your think tank has already written it up. Maybe there might be 2 or 3 things that come together, but at the end of the day, it's not the people that vote for the thing that really come up with the stuff.
Yeah. The interesting thing is you have to believe that every administration has had some type of similar, or at least party, or I don't know if you want to put it on the administration, but every campaign party political party has had somewhat of a plan. You know, it's just that they don't often like write it out and make it available for other people to read.
And even then, the Republican Party didn't come up with any of the Heritage Foundation plans. The Heritage Foundation came up with those plans. The Federalist Society came up with those plans. Like Mediaite came up with those plans. Like all of these different think tanks came up with them. That's where the umbrella lobbyists really fall for a lot of it, is they're lobbying to get this legislation written.
Yeah, it's weird because it's like liken it to Star Wars. It's like GOP fanfic. You know, that it's just agreed upon.
If we were in charge, this is what we would do.
Right.
That's a lot of what it boils down to.
Which is why a lot of it is so crazy and, as you said, unfeasible.
Because it's wishes. Like a lot of what comes out of a think tank is a wish from that think tank. That think tank isn't going to turn around and be like, hey, we should tax think tanks. Like,
So, I guess my question or my thought or my yearning is like for the counter project 2025, just because it's obviously something that is kind of put out there to get people to think about things come to the wrong conclusions because it's easy. You can stop thinking about those things after you've heard that.
It's a manifesto of what somebody wants or a group wants. That's usually all the think tanks put together. Project 2025 is no different. And it's not until it becomes law that it actually affects you. Now, this is the process of it becoming law, and there are those stopgaps where at some point somebody is able to turn around, raise their hand, and go, hey, should we really be forcing people to wear top hats on Thursdays? Like, I don't know if this is constitutionally sound. I don't think forcing people to wear top hats, no matter what the color they are or how many feathers are in it, I think forcing people to wear top hats on Thursdays is unconstitutional. So you would think in somewhere in this process, somebody would be like, okay, this is where it is. Instead of what we always seem to think about, Ben, of everybody going nail biting, going, I hope this gets through.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if they saw what I put in there on page 5 and in paragraph 13.
Yeah, the way I worded it.
Yeah, exactly. The way I worded it was, let's see if it gets through. And then somebody checks it and goes, whoa, hold on a second. This says Bendemonium Boquest gets $5 million every 6 minutes. Nobody checked this?
Yeah.
And you're like, dang, it got through. Oh, my gosh, those green top hats are going to prevail again. It's just all the different things that are out there. You hope in somewhere in this step that somebody jumps in. It doesn't just take, this is the whole side of why we don't have a king. This right here, the legislation, the legislative process is the perfect example of why we should not have a king. Because a king is, we are at the whim. The king says we all wear top hats on Thursday. Well, guess what? I guess I got to go to the top hat store again. And no, it's nice. It's a nice one. 3 feathers.
Yeah.
But anyway, the biggest issue is that there are these checks and balances. And to bring it back of what Marcus Mack said, if you turn around and these little cogs in the machine are all the same color or removed, there is no checks and balances. They become looser with things. They don't necessarily have to challenge it. They just turn around and rubber stamp it down the road. Okay, I got this 900-page thing. Oh, it was written by him? Okay, doom. Bonk. That's it. You send it on down the line. There is no proofreading. And this has honestly been where the scariest part for me is you can have your views. We can have discussions on policy. We can change policy. We can move things. Please, please, please stop messing with the rules. It's like sitting here and playing Monopoly and somebody turning around and saying only the people who own Boardwalk Empire get twice as much.
House rules.
Exactly. It's all of these house rules to our Constitution and to our legislation that is really, really starting to make it shaky. And that's where I don't like this electioneering. even the lawfare that everybody calls it as well. I don't think we should be doing that or moving against too many of these norms. And now I sound like a shake cloud or shake fist at the kids on the lawn, but there is a time and place for change and revolution and things like that, and mostly a place for change and revolution. Changing the rules to get what you want is not the same as following the game and playing by the rules and getting what you want. They're two different things. I can either accomplish what I want in the checks and balances that are here because it is right for the American people, or I can, and because it's right for the American people because it went through the checks and balances, or I can get what I want by manipulating the game. And that is not through the American people in those checks and balances. That is at the whim of whoever made the decision. And now you are starting to take it from 400 million people that all contribute to making this decision to maybe 400 people who make this decision. And that is not right. That is not American. And it needs to be American all the way through. Red-blooded and everything else. Drafting to introduction. So then they introduce it. Bills are formally introduced by members of Congress. President doesn't come back for a third time and says, hey, State of the Union Part 2, I'm going to introduce this. And no, you weren't elected to be a congressperson, please. So members of Congress put it out there by key allies in the president's party as it moves through. Federal agencies offer insight into the feasibility of the policy proposals based on the operational realities. Is this something that we can actually do? This is where the congressperson that wants to put their name on this and says, I endorse this, I helped write this, I want this change to happen, and I think it can be done this way, that way, and others. Then it goes to committee review, and of course, the markup for legislation. Following bill introduction varies by the committee schedule. So this is where the timeline starts to break down. You get the drafting and the introduction of the legislation pretty much in that 100 days that we were talking about, or that most people turn around and try to get going. There's going to be a lot of executive orders, a lot of unsigning of executive orders from the last guy, and then going into the February, April side is where you start getting some of your policies introduced as bills, because hopefully you've been working with the other team, other teammates within your own party, and you've started to move this wish to goal to plan to finally being a tangible thing that is now able to be read and disseminated and edited and manipulated, because now it's a tangible thing as it moves through the world. So the committee review comes up. Now it's up to the majority of those sides, whether it's the Senate or the House. It's up to them where and what committee it starts out in, what committees it needs to go through, and which their schedule, because there's a lot of bills. So will you get on schedule? Will you get on the committee? Committees to which the bill is assigned hold hearings to gather expert testimony, stakeholder options, and public feedback. This is the other opportunity where you get to come in instead of just being on social media or writing nasty letters to your congressperson. That's always there. First Amendment, hoo-yah. Do all that all you want to. I'll even find the number for you to call your congressman. It's like 3223 or something like that. I can't remember it. But yeah, do that all day. First Amendment, right to petition the government to not be jerks or anything. Hey, government, I want everybody to wear red shoes. I think they should. I can petition the government for that. That's First Amendment right. It may be dumb, may not pass, may not do anything at all, may be unconstitutional.
Yeah.
But I can still petition the government to do it.
Yeah, why not? Knock yourself out.
Freedom, America. Committees conduct markups where they debate, amend, and adjust the bill's language to ensure feasibility and alignment with existing laws. They're not just making new ones and going, okay, well, now on all interstates, you can drive 175 miles an hour. And everybody going, whoa, whoa, whoa. We just passed that Please Don't Kill Me and My Children on the Freeway Act of nobody can go faster than 75. So you don't want to turn around and be butting heads with other laws that you just passed, because that's bad. That's bad governing. And I know we've seen a lot of it, but that's how I know. That's how I know it's so bad. Congressional Budget Office, the CBO, may analyze the bill's financial impact. Things cost money. Especially legislated things cost money. So if you turn around and say everybody needs to wear top hats on Thursdays, how are we going to make sure that that is first off enforced? Do we need to add that to the police, the National Guard's responsibility? Other things is, what about people that can't afford top hats?
I think the the fashion analogy is something that campaigners really missed out on. It's wide-reaching.
Well, because I can come up with any number of things that people don't like from either party, and there's lots of it. But I can guarantee that you would not want to wear a certain article of clothing on a certain day.
Mandatorily.
Yeah, exactly. There's everybody would be able to do that. Proof and point, masks.
Yes. Yeah, we saw it.
Medical masks. Even when it's not just frivolous and gaudy, to not want to do it. If it's even life-saving to certain people, still won't do it. So that's what I mean. Is the fashion police will, and will the budget have to do that? The Congressional Budget Office would have to figure out, should there be a fashion police? Or if you start having nightmares, should we have a dream police? All kinds of the different police that are out there. Should we stand closer to you and just be police? All I can't go much further, but I could go a little bit further. Anyway, after they
is called, he wants $150,000 to perform for 30 minutes. Yes,
exactly. I want $150,000 for being on this call right now.
Yes.
Wait,
you called me.
Floor debate and voting. This is where we get to see it. Now, unless you're like me and have the C-SPAN app downloaded on all of your devices, you probably missed it in committee. Committees are made up of maybe, let's say, a dozen or so, maybe 2 dozen of different select Congress people that all grill an expert that we get to see happen. Now, what you may think of is Mr. Smith goes to Washington, and now he's got to stand up and debate why we're wearing top hats on Thursdays. And so that's what everybody pictures. And I think mostly because of the song. At this point, this is where the song starts picking up and says, they're inside talking about me. I wonder if I'll get signed or not. If a bill passes committee, it moves to the floor of the House or the Senate to debate and voting. Members may produce additional amendments, and debates occur to shape the final content of the bill. After the debate, the bill faces a vote in each chamber, needing a majority to advance. The Senate may do cloture, requiring 60 votes to end the debate, which is the filibuster, particularly if facing a filibuster. And that may be a good word Wednesday, too. Let's write that one down. Filibuster. That one was something that the Democrats were absolutely on course to get rid of if they were going to win. And I think most of the time that's because they didn't think they were going to win enough. If you think you're going to win enough, then there's no point in getting rid of the filibuster because you're already 60% in there. If you are the supermajority, you don't care about the filibuster. Let's see here. Members from both House and Senate, primarily those involved in the relevant committees, because this is the Conference Committee and Reconciliation. If the House and Senate pass different versions, a Conference Committee convenes to reconcile the differences of the to come with a unified bill. The conference report, the final agreed upon version, must be approved again and voted on again. And of course, what you want if you are president-elect and therefore president when this finally comes across your desk, you finally get to take your campaign promise and sign it into law or turn around and go, you know what? I was just kidding, and veto it away. Do you know what happens if the president does nothing, Ben?
Nothing.
If Congress is in session, 10 days of Congress being in session, if the president does nothing, it's like he signed it.
Yeah.
Now, if he does nothing and they go away, they break it up within those 10 days, unconvene, I guess, I don't know. Non-convene, I don't know. Unconvene within those 10 days, it dies. And there is no repercussion. Do you know if I veto it, the Congress can go right back over and overpower my veto, right?
Yeah.
If I let it die within the time frame of those 10 days of Congress not being in session, and I just let it die, doesn't go anywhere.
They just the whole process needs to restart.
Goes in the garbage. They got to start again. And maybe that's what that little boy saw on the
yeah, it seems like it.
The streets of the Capitol. Hey, thanks for letting me ramble at you, everybody. That's how a bill becomes law,
or not
becomes law. And Snail's law, Murphy's law, all kinds of things. The different laws that are out there, laws of attraction, The Secret, etc., etc. Thanks for listening. That's here on WRMN. Make sure you follow us on the old YouTubes, youtube.com/@WRMN. Ben's going to take it away for the next hour for headlines and phone lines. Both are going to be open and bigly right here on WRMN. I'll see you tomorrow.
And graphics partner. They deliver bold solutions and exceptional support. From outdoor signage to eye-catching store signs, indoor graphics to comprehensive branding solutions, they have the experience to elevate your brand's presence. Trust Image 360 to create a long-term partnership that gives your brand 360 degrees of exposure. Visit them at 506 Sundown Road in South Elgin. Image 360 South Elgin. Bold solutions, exceptional support.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 5 o'clock.
With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan. Brought to you by Linzess. Kane County voters voicing their support for property tax increase aimed at enhancing local forest preserves. 55.36% of voters approving the proposal, which will raise $6.9 million next year for the Kane County Forest Preserve District. The St. Thomas Arts and Crafts Fair is set to dazzle on November 9th from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. at St. Thomas the Apostle Church in Naperville. Around 50 vendors will showcase their unique creations, But the fair is more than just a marketplace for beautiful arts and crafts. Each purpose helps fuel the St. Thomas Community Outreach Program. Indian Prairie School District 204 is set to receive a $420 million boost after voters overwhelmingly approved a bond referendum aimed at upgrading school facilities. Superintendent Adrian Talley expressing deep gratitude to the community, emphasizing the bond's focus on improving infrastructure, enhancing safety, and creating positive learning environments. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Kernan.
Lowe's honors our military community this Veterans Day and every day. To say thank you, verified military members, veterans, and their spouses get 10% off everyday purchases, plus free silver key status with My Lowe's Rewards. It's our way of showing our gratitude to the brave people who have and continue to serve our country. Learn more now at lowes.com/military. 10% discount can't be combined with another offer. Exclusions, terms, and conditions apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Come see the only train-themed restaurant where all the seating is on the tracks. Two Toots Train Whistle Grill on Main Street in both Bartlett and Glen Ellen is always fun and always fresh. Two Toots Train Whistle Grill serves 100% grass-fed beef hot dogs and burgers. There's also chicken nuggets, mac and cheese, and more, all loaded up on two Lionel O-scale trains and delivered directly to your seat. No one sits away from the fun, regardless of age. When a train arrives delivering your food, you'll smile ear to ear. Visit twotoots.com.
This is WRMN News.
Hello, I'm Dennis Green. President-elect Donald Trump's victory on election night came by a significant margin, 301 to 226. News Nation's Elizabeth Vargas breaks it down for us.
Regardless of the final Electoral College totals, it is already clear that while the polls were close, the vote was not. And now it must be acknowledged that Donald Trump and his supporters have created a sustained and powerful political movement that will reshape politics and policy for years to come. Trump flipped back Georgia, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Michigan, 4 of the 7 battleground states that helped Biden win in 2020. He also held on to North Carolina and had a surprising win in Nevada, a state he lost in both 2016 and 2020.
Arizona has yet to be called, but Trump has the lead there. Thousands of U.S. troops are on the ground in Iraq and Syria fighting to stop a resurgence of the ISIS terror group. News Nation's Tom Dempsey reports.
The Department of Defense saying so far 2 U.S. service members have been wounded during this, and a third assessed for a traumatic brain injury in an October operation. But Central Command saying they're making progress in these missions, seizing significant enemy material that could aid the military in future disruptions. These nearly back-to-back joint strikes and raids with Syrian and Iraqi forces are happening to prevent ISIS from regaining any power or control in the region, especially after the terror group was defeated in 2019.
The DoD says more than 160 Islamic State militants have been killed in missions in the past 60 days. For WRMN News, I'm Dennis Green.
WRMN News, produced in Studio 14 by the River Media Network.
Get ready for an unforgettable Saturday night of music on WRMN AM 1410. Starting at 7 p.m., join Court Stevens live from Studio 14 for the CD Showcase. Court mixes together a blend of his favorite country music tunes because, as he says, a song remembers when. Then at 9 p.m., don't miss the Pure American Country Radio Show, hosted by the legendary Hall of Fame disc jockey and voice of the Grand Ole Opry, Bill Cody. Enjoy the best in classic country alongside today's real country hits, perfect for every fan of the genre. But the fun doesn't stop there. At 11 p.m., join country music enthusiast Jim Dandy and Mike Patrick for Branson Country USA. With a rotating roster of special guest stars from the vibrant Branson entertainment scene, you'll get a taste of the best talent in country music. So grab your boots and settle in for a night filled with heartwarming tunes and legendary sounds. Tune in every Saturday night from 7 p.m. to midnight on WRMN AM 1410, where the heart of country music comes alive.
Take a historic walk through the home of America's greatest showman, Al Ringling. Located in Baraboo, Wisconsin, you can view the grand opulence on a guided tour, now hourly starting 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Weekday tours begin on the veranda and on the weekends in the tap room of the Al Ringling Brewery. Behind the mansion, kick back and try a flight of craft beers and dine at this family-friendly stop. Visit alringlingmansion.com for more information. Talk show right here on 1410 WRMN AM, Elgin's local radio station. 75-year history on this bad boy. And I'd like to thank you for your continued listenership. Last hour on this program, we went over how campaign promises either become bills, laws, or nothing. And we alluded to School of Rock a couple times during that. Schoolhouse Rock. Not School of Rock. I'm Just a Bill, and why not? Let's just listen to that for old time's sake.
That little scrap of paper is.
I'm just a bill, yes, I'm only a bill, and I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. Well, it's a long, long journey to the capital city. It's a long, long wait while I'm sitting in committee, but I know I'll be a law someday. At least I hope and pray that I will, but today I am still just a bill.
Gee, Bill, you certainly have a lot of patience and courage.
Well, I got this far. When I started, I wasn't even a bill. I was just an idea. Some folks back home decided they wanted a law passed, so they called their local congressman, and he said, "You're right, there ought to be a law." Then he sat down and wrote me out and introduced me to Congress, and I became a bill. And I'll remain a bill until they decide to make me a law. I'm just a bill, yes, I'm only a bill, and I got as far as Capitol Hill. Well, now I'm stuck in committee, and I'll sit here and wait while a few key congressmen discuss and debate whether they should let me be a law. I hope and pray that they will, but today I am still just a bill.
Listen to those congressmen arguing. Is all that discussion and debate about you?
Yeah, I'm one of the lucky ones. Most bills never even get this far. I hope they decide to report on me favorably, otherwise I may die.
Die?
Yeah, die in committee. Oh, but it looks like I'm going to live. Now I go to the House of Representatives and they vote on me.
If they vote yes, what happens?
Then I go to the Senate and the whole thing starts all over again.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. And if they vote for me on Capitol Hill, well, then I'm off to the White House where I'll wait in a line with a lot of other bills for the president to sign. And if he signs me, then I'll be a law. I hope and pray that he will. But today I am still just a bill.
You mean even if the whole Congress says you should be a law, the president can still say no?
Yes, that's called a veto. If the president vetoes me, I have to go back to Congress and they vote on me again, and by that time you're so
By
old.
that time, it's very unlikely that you become a law. It's not easy to become a law, is it?
No, but how I hope and pray that I will. But today I am still just a bill.
He signed your bill. Now you're a law.
Oh, yes.
There you have it. Schoolhouse Rock. The Bill song. Just a bill. I'm just a bill. Simply. And yeah, one of the best just outlets in history to learn a little bit. And we've got a caller right now, so we'll just go right to the phone lines. Dutchman, what's going on, buddy?
That was pretty cool.
That was fun. Flash from the past, right?
Yeah, well, we're you and your partner, they're coming up. Where do you guys come up with that stuff? It kind of reminds me of Conjunction Juncture. Where's your function? And all that kind of stuff. You know, remember that?
Exactly. Oh, I was going to ask you what your favorite Schoolhouse Rock song was, but I think you just told me. Awesome. I've got the preamble queued up too.
Yeah, but that's going back there a ways, but it's.
How about that?
Well, I love it. I'm a big fan of old time, movies and TV programs.
Same.
So, and it's lately I've been watching a lot of old Johnny Carson stuff. Kind of like runs along the line whenever there was a presidential campaign going on.
Oh, sure.
Some of the stuff that they come up with is just hilarious. But
right, yeah,
with, Tim Conway and Don Knotts, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Interestingly, one of those things that's evergreen, even though it's dated, because it's still just interviews with celebrities and, like you said, campaign political jokes and stuff like that. So, the rewatch value. Where are you checking that out at? On YouTube?
Oh God, I flipping the channels in the middle of the night. I got all these other channels up there. I'm MeTV, HITV.
Okay, they're playing Carson reruns. That's cool.
Yeah. There's a bunch of them. 357, 354. Well, a lot of the 354s. That's Grit TV. That's westerns. So you like westerns? That's a pretty good one.
Sure.
So. I just got through watching earlier Rio Lobo, so that was down. I hadn't seen that in a while.
Okay.
Big John Wayne fan. There you go.
There you go. Partner. Nice. Love it.
Yeah, but okay, so Sonar is reading off in the last half hour or the last hour. I called in earlier to see if I could get in, but he was going through all this stuff that when you get elected and stuff. I'm glad. I was going to say this right down. Your show's Ali. I love it. I'm glad you're explaining it. People don't understand. I don't think there's a lot of people out there who understand what goes on. Yeah. And I think by you guys saying that, it works out good. So thank you for that.
For sure.
The other thing is John Cranky. He calls in a lot of times. Like I'm glad Bob's listening. Bob's a great guy. He's been around. But here's the thing. I'm very, very down the middle with everything, and I wish more people would be like that. And the sad fact is we've gotten so isolated with the rest of the world. We're always one side or the other, and there's no flexibility, in which it shouldn't be. Now, it's all word of mouth. If you guys listen to all the crap that goes going on now, you listen to right off the bat, Camilla's throwing that gauntlet down for other people. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if she runs next, in 4 years from now. But she's got a bone to pick, so to speak. But here's my point: is that the name calling, the belittling of other groups of peoples, I don't want to say racism, but let's just say the things that our politicians have said on TV on a nightly basis has got to stop. That doesn't, they tell people that you can't, they make a big deal about racism. Well, I see them doing stuff that's basically almost the same thing, half the time on TV.
Yeah,
and then,
I think a big,
calling
like
LGBT people out and all this other stuff, and it's ridiculous. I mean, I don't care what you are or who you are. I don't care where you came from. You could come from Mars for all I care.
Yeah. For my money,
have the equal rights.
For my money, I think a big part of that is tying and both sides do this. They tie their identity to the politics, And I was talking with Dennis about this the other day. I don't know when it became like a great idea or the right thing to demograph people by race instead of like how they used to do it, demographic by age or how much money that you have or you make, and like tax bracket style. But I think like if people focus less about racial demographics, because at the end of the day, it's racist to say that I vote along with my race or to generalize, anybody racially like that. I think overall, just a focus on really just changing how we look at demographics would do a big thing. And yeah, as far as the rhetoric, I think everyone can agree that that's why politicians. It's called being politically correct, and the politicians used to be the ones who would at least be held to that standard. And now everyone's just trying to get that viral video clip or sound drop or whatever, and just no filter. So
well, and sports is the same way that everybody's got to pick on something. Now, if you look on TV in the morning, what do they have? Talk shows that are basically out there to belittle other people. Voice is a good example. Not The Voice, I mean the View. And that, I don't know why people go on that show to begin with, because especially if you're not, if you're a Republican or an independent, you're going to get grilled. But see, those people don't have the right to do the kind of stuff they're doing, and nobody says anything, nobody does anything in Hollywood because there's no standards in Hollywood, and there isn't anybody. I grew up in that area, so there isn't any standards in that. They could do in a way they want to do their own thing and be separate from the rest of the country and be able to say and do what they want without being ridiculed or, let's say, government controlled. And that's the problem with a lot of what's going on with TV nowadays, is it's not controlled anymore because someday you're going to see porn on mainstream TV. I'm telling you, they have that in Europe.
Well, yeah, so, it was always scrambled when I was looking for it as a kid. I remember the hard times of Cinemax coming in fuzzy. So it's one of those things. It's kind of cyclical, but I definitely get your point. That overall media there's less of that censorship, and a lot of the reason, which was a factor in this campaign, is online content, because us here on the radio station, we're held to the FCC standards. But we do a lot of podcasts also that aren't. So with that, there's more freedom to kind of move away from that political correctness and stuff like that. And basically, the FCC licensed institutions have lost credibility, especially in this last election. It seems like I don't know how you could continue to watch MSNBC and think that they're giving you the best predictions or advice at this point after
because
this
you're
this
a lefty,
election.
you're a righty. That's
exactly,
what it is.
because
Fox,
you're just consuming
and
your favorite flavor. Yep, favorite flavor of media.
Nobody. I'm sorry. Nobody wants to give up if you're a Democrat, you're going to watch CNN or MSNBC. If you're a Republican, you're going to watch Fox. But both have had an issue. In fact, there's another Newsnight or something. I think it is. There's another two channels out there that are from people that decided to go against what the management was doing and disagree with them, and they're off. They got kicked off, and so they started their own channel.
Oh yeah,
a little bit more.
News Nation.
You got Cuomo on there, and you got Ashley Banfield and some other. And it's actually pretty good.
We work with News Nation. If you listen back to some of our podcasts, and most times when we have someone, a correspondent out in the field, they're from News Nation. Great kind of, you're right, new organization there.
Yeah, and it's a free choice to watch and do what you do, but some people just, they believe everything they hear from people, and it's not, unless you have facts. The facts is the facts, ma'am. Joe Friday. But I kind of say that jokingly because it is kind of funny, but it's also true. But anyway, I just want to put a note out there real quick. California is having some bad wildfires down there. A friend of mine It's right smack dab in the middle, and I don't know if his house is alive or if he's around anymore or not because I lost track. I lost contact with him last night. But here's a good example of me, and I get on my environmental issue. Okay, why does California have such extreme fire behavior? It's because they don't do any grounds management, period. The environmentalist, it's against the law to do any kind of control burns out. It's against the law to do any kind of brush removal. It's against the law. It's against the law because there's 15 laws from Sunday. And this is why we have such extreme, disasters because, people put things where they ought not to, but nobody's going to say no if there's a buck to be had, so anyway, I'm going to get off and just pray that everybody, I don't know, it's chaos right now, but pray that there is no deaths and pray that these firefighters come and the emergency workers and FEMA come out.
Absolutely.
Safe.
Thoughts and prayers for sure.
God bless those. Yeah, I was one of them, so I know. So God bless them. And Santa Anas are not kind to you. Trust me, they are not kind.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Dutchman, as always, for the call. Have a great rest of your evening. And yeah, thinking about those people out there in California experiencing the crazy wildfires. We'll have a story on that after the bottom of the hour news here. So stick around. We've got more headlines to go over right here on Apolitical Talk Show. You're listening to on WRMN 1410 AM. I'm Ben, and I'll be bringing you through the rest of the hour. And we've got some cheeky stories, some serious stories, something involving baguettes, which is nice. Monkeys as well, so that's always fun. 43 monkeys. If you haven't heard this, maybe you saw the same news story I did. Either way, give me a call. We can talk about it. 847-931-1410. And you'll be on the air with me, just like Dutchman just was, talking about the Schoolhouse Rock, our favorite Schoolhouse Rock songs, your favorite Schoolhouse Rock songs. Take a request if you want me to play another one. Read through some of the comments here. Here we go. From Brendan. Can someone say hi to Brendan? Brendan, hi, Brendan. Hey, everyone. I had a Whopper Jr. from Burger King in South Elgin, Illinois. That was Brendan as well. Those are good, man. You got to get the two. You get two for $5. I like some cheese on there. Good Whoppers. They got Whoppers with Swiss cheese, bacon, all the goodness. And also, don't eat too much Whoppers. It's a sometimes snack, so high in sodium. Be aware of that. Dutchman, thanks. You're welcome as always. Always welcome into the conversation here. I wanted to get to you in that top of the first hour, but as you said, Dennis, he just gets on a roll. He's got that hour, and he's wishing he was doing radio right now. He's probably thinking about tomorrow's show on the road right now, during this hour 2 here. If you haven't noticed, we started doing the news, so look at that for the bottom of the hours from roughly from 12 to 6. And you'll hear little segments, local Folkwist with Ben Boquist. I just parsed the words, but I think I liked it a little bit. Local Focus with Ben Boquist, where I'm just telling you about stuff that's going on in Elgin. There's a real cool dog adoption event going on the 16th here in St. Charles, I believe, or maybe Geneva. I'll read that one again closer to the time that comes out. But yeah, a bunch of cool stuff to highlight. Talk about the Ecker Center, Mental Health, Behavioral Health Center. Check them out at eckercenter.org, ECKER center.org. And yeah, just staying Elgin-centric up in here. Studio 14, looking at Douglas, beautiful Douglas. Very dark out there. Man, so we've got headlines. I swear we do, and we're going to get to them. We're only 25 minutes past the hour here, 20 minutes roughly into the show. And, we're going to start with the amazing baguette story. Schneider Electric ransomware crew demands $125,000 paid in baguettes. This is a story from theregister.com. Schneider Electric confirmed that it's investigating a breach as a ransom group, Hellcat, claims to have stolen more than 40 gigabytes of compressed data. The demand demanded the French multinational energy management company pay $125,000 in baguettes, or else see its sensitive customer and operational information leaked. Yes, you read that right. The payment's in baguettes, as in bread. Schneider Electric declined to answer the register's specific question about the intrusion, including that the attackers really want $125,000 in baguettes, or if they would settle for cryptocurrency. Spokesman person, however, emailed them, the register that is, with the following statement. Schneider Electric is investigating a cybersecurity incident involving unauthorized access to one of our internal project execution tracking platforms, which is hosted within an isolated environment. Our global incident response team has been immediately mobilized to respond to the incident. Schneider Electric products and services remain unaffected. A ransomware crew called Hellcat claimed to have gained access to Schneider Electric's infrastructure via the $40 billion energy management giant's Atlassian Jira system. The breach has compromised critical data, including projects, issues, and plugins, along with over 400,000 rows of user data, totaling more than 40 gigabytes of compressed data. The criminals posted on their leak site. The miscreants also promised to delete the data as long as the French firm hands over the dough. Pun intended. Saying, quote, failure to meet the demand will result in dissemination of the compromised information. They threatened also, saying, quote, stating the breach will decrease your ransom by 50%. It's your choice. Okay, so on Monday, Hellcat leaked the data. Group claim belonged to Jordan's Ministry of Education and Tanzania's College of Business Education. This is Schneider Electric's third breach in less than 2 years. In February, Cactus ransomware infected the corporation's sustainability business division, and in June 2023, the French giant was among the thousands of organizations and millions of individuals whose data was stolen by the CLOP ransomware crew and the move it attacks. Just another reminder about cybersecurity. There's a lot of money in that, and it's one of those things where, kind of like everything else, it just pushes the sides push each other into being more profitable. So the more money these companies are making, the more type of money they have to spend on cybersecurity, or money baguettes, whatever, however your monetary system. I was using golf balls for a while. 10 cents a golf ball. That's how much currency is my fiat happening. Golf ball represents swings on the course there. But yeah, so in all seriousness, it was a real thing, and it happened for one of 3 times again here to this company, this poor company, and we'll see. We'll have updates on that, see what's happening. We'll also talk about the fires, 43 monkeys, Australians' plan for social media ban for people under 16, mysterious, no, let's keep that mysterious actually. And what else we got? We got one more thing. Oh, I think I'll go over the DNC chair's criticism of what Sanders said, and I read yesterday. So stick around. I'm Ben Demonium, right here on Apolitical Talk Show on WRMN 1410. We will be right back.
This is WRMN News.
I'm Marky B reporting. A man was found dead Wednesday morning near the 900 block of East Higgins Road in Schaumburg. The Cook County Medical Examiner's Office identified the man as 61-year-old Andrew Young. A hometown was not listed on the medical examiner's evening ledger. Officers arrived at the scene at 11:30 a.m. after responding to a call for a well-being check, and they found Young dead, according to police. Young was found lying near the pond east of the building. Officers found no signs of trauma or foul play. Veterans Day events are right around the corner. Let's talk about a few. Elgin Veterans Day ceremony is at 11 a.m. Monday at the center of Elgin's Heritage Ballroom at 100 Symphony Way. The City and American Legion Post 57 honor all veterans. Seating will be provided. In Huntley, they're having a Veterans Day ceremony and a collection event 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Saturday at Huntley Square. The ceremony starts at 11 a.m. For the Honoring Our Veterans collection, bring donations to stock the shelves at New Horizons and Veterans Path to Hope. Hosted by the Village and Huntley American Legion 673 Women's Auxiliary. In St. Charles, there's a Veterans Day ceremony at 10:30 a.m. on Veterans Day at Fire Station Number 1, 112 North Riverside Avenue. In Elburn, the Veterans Day observance will be at 11 a.m. at American Legion Post 630 and 112 North Main Street in Elburn. And in Geneva, there will be a Veterans Day salute 11 a.m. at 3rd and State Streets in Geneva. A salute will be presented by the American Legion Honor Guard. Join me for the latest news, views, and local issues every morning during the first shift from 6 to 10 a.m. right here on the Talk of the Town.
WRMN News, produced in Studio 14 by the River Media Network.
Get ready for an unforgettable Saturday night of music on WRMN AM 1410. Starting at 7 p.m., join Court Stevens live from Studio 14 for the CD Showcase. Court mixes together a blend of his favorite country music tunes because, as he says, a song remembers when. Then at 9 p.m., don't miss the Pure American Country Radio Show, hosted by the legendary Hall of Fame disc jockey and voice of the Grand Ole Opry, Bill Cody. Enjoy the best in classic country alongside today's real country hits, perfect for every fan of the genre. But the fun doesn't stop there. At 11 p.m., join country music enthusiast Jim Dandy and Mike Patrick for Branson Country USA. With a rotating roster of special guest stars from the vibrant Branson entertainment scene, you'll get a taste of the best talent in country music. So grab your boots and settle in for a night filled with heartwarming tunes and legendary sounds. Tune in every Saturday night from 7 p.m. to midnight on WRMN AM 1410, where the heart of country music comes alive.
Talk Show right here on 1410 WRMN. Or maybe you're listening to us on YouTube, watching me at WRMN Radio on YouTube.com. Thanks for that. Like and subscribe. As always, unlike and resubscribe. If you know, don't go and do all that. Please don't do that. But if you'd like to follow us anywhere else, just search WRMN Radio. You can find what we do. We're live 6 to 6. 12 hours of someone in this studio giving you the real stuff that's happening. Stuff that's happening in the city. We do our own news spots. The bottom of the hours from 12 to 6, you'll hear that. You hear Marky B reporting. You'll hear Dennis Sonar Green giving you the national news and a local focus with yours truly, Ben Boquist. And that's me, taking you through the bottom of the hour to the top of the hour here on Apolitical Talk Show. Isn't it great? Isn't it just great? Doing headlines and phone lines. Give us a call. 847-931-1410. That easy. The show is yours. Take whatever issue you want to bring up, bring it to the forefront. We'll go ahead and not tackle it, but maybe give our opinion. Maybe we'll give a different spin on what you think of things and or stuff. Respectively. So give us a shot. Come on. We're not legacy media. We've been, and when I say we, the royal we of Sonar and I have been in the industry for years and years, over 10 years, in network radio. So we believe that we've actually made success of many networks, programs, podcasts, things like that. And now we're focusing on the River Media Network, which if you don't know about us there, no probs. Check us out. We've got a great Spreaker page with a bunch of podcasts on there for you to go peruse through. And yeah, some of our great podcasts we've had. Shouts out to Get Authentic with Marcus Ogden, doing their 500th episode release. This guy is one of the most hardworking go-getters when it comes to the podcast space, releasing about 5 podcasts a week. So go check out those. It's good information. He's a speaker who goes around and basically helps people make sense of their businesses, and he's got a great network. His show is a great example of how to use your network to really just have conversations that other people can listen to and get good healthy life tips, business tips, marketing tips. It's all in there. So check it out. Get Authentic with Marcus Ogden, and happy to have him working with us under the River Media Network umbrella, and also just being a cool dude to work with. Also check out Bailey and Buck Unplugged. They focus on mental health and initiatives like that. They've had some really great guests on, including Rohan Marley, Bob Marley's son, and Terry Crews. Y'all know him from Hollywood and commercials and everything. Prolific actor. Had a great episode, and yeah, they're a great new podcast. Go check them out. Bailey and Buck Unplugged. You can find them anywhere you get your podcasts. And also they work with us, the River Media Network. So pretty cool stuff. You can too, if you have any inkling that you want to do your own show. Maybe you want to record your own show and you don't want to edit it. Maybe you want help with an idea for a show, so you just want someone to bounce something off of. We do consultation, and if you promise to work with us, we'll do consultation for free. We have to look you in the eyes, though. That's the thing. You got to come down to 14 Douglas here, look us in the eyes, and promise us you'll work with us, and then we'll do your podcast. We'll give you a consultation for free. You're nice enough to come down. Or you can give us a call either on the air, 847-931-1410, or the office line by going to our website, WRMN1410.com, and look up the office number there, because I don't have it in front of me, honestly. Sorry I brought that up. But, work with us is what I'm saying, or at least check out the podcast we do. And this hour, we're going through headlines and phone lines, 847-931-1410. And, you'll be able to get on and have your topics brought to the forefront as well. As I said, we are going to cover these wildfires in California, like Dutchman was talking about. And if I sounded like I was searching for words there, it was because I was searching and talking. So just to break the fourth wall for the people not watching on YouTube, that's why it sounded like that. Google.com, NBC News is reporting the fast-moving mountain fire prompts closures at Southern California colleges. The wildfire erupted Wednesday morning and has grown nearly 20,000 acres, the Ventura County Fire Department said. Fast-moving wildfire in Southern California that has grown more than 19,600 acres prompted a Ventura County University to cancel classes and temporarily suspend campus operations as authorities struggle to get the blaze under control. Officials at Cal State University Channel Islands said the campus remained safe, but classes were canceled Thursday and Friday due to the mountain fire causing severe disruptions and significant impacts on community members. Classes are expected to resume Tuesday. The Ventura County Community College District said campuses were closed Thursday at Moore Park College, Oxnard College, and Ventura College. The fire erupted in Ventura County, immediately west of Los Angeles County, at 8:51 a.m. Wednesday, and was fueled by what the fire officials called a significant Santa Ana wind event. At least 800 firefighters were assisting with the blaze. The cause remains under investigations, according to an incident update from the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection, known as CAL FIRE. It was 0% contained. Andy Van Siever, a fire department spokesperson, said the fire was, quote, challenging, and went on to say, we're still focusing on life safety and structure defense. He said at the news conference, numerous structures have been affected by the inferno. The fire department said on X, an evacuation center has been established at Padre Sierra Parish in Camarillo. So, like Dutchman was saying, what can we do to mitigate this stuff? If it really comes down to that laws are preventing this or really enabling fires, then those are bad laws. And I think part of making sure that other bad laws don't come to fruition is making sure that the bad laws that one side pushes are also acknowledged. And this would be one of them. The laws on laws. Hopefully, it's not illegal to rake all that fire material up. And a pound of prevention is worth 10 of however that saying goes. You know what I'm talking about. Prevent stuff, mitigate stuff before it becomes a problem, and you got to fix it. And sometimes, especially when it comes to forest fires, you can't really fix that kind of thing. Terrible. CBS News is reporting that 43 monkeys escape a South Carolina research facility. Police warn the residents to secure doors and windows and do not talk to any lemurs, monkeys, spider monkeys, anything that you see. They're not going to be wearing bracelets from the lab research center that they were sprung from. But here's that article. Authorities in South Carolina on Thursday warned residents to lock their doors and windows after more than 40 monkeys escaped from a research facility. The primates broke loose from an Alpha Genesis facility in Beaufort County, and traps have been set up, and thermal imaging cameras are being used in effort to locate the fugitive monkeys, the Yosemite Police Department said in a statement. In an update posted Thursday, police confirmed 43 Rhesus macaw primates. So that's the genus of the monkey that you're told to not let in your house in the area. The Rhesus macaw primates escaped, and none had been captured as of early afternoon. Authorities said the primates were, quote, very young females weighing approximately 6 to 7 pounds and had never been used for testing due to their age. Oh, that's sad. Just a bunch of little baby girl monkeys. Alpha Genesis currently have eyes on the primates and are working to entice them with food, police said, describing the monkeys as skittish. Again. Residents are strongly advised to keep doors and windows secured to prevent these animals from entering their homes. Police said earlier, if you spot any of these escaped animals, please contact 911 immediately and refrain from approaching them or putting little hats on them, dressing them up like babies. That whole gag. When you find a little monkey, you want to, but nope, don't do it. Greg Westergaard, CEO of Alpha Genesis, told CBS News the monkey escapes is, quote, frustrating, and he is hoping for a happy ending. The primates returning of their own volition. Westergaard told CBS News that a caretaker inadvertently failed to secure a door at an enclosure, allowing the monkeys to roam free. It's really like follow the leader. You go see one, and the others go. Westergaard said it was a group of 50 and 7 stayed behind, and 43 bolted out the door. Interesting. So glad to see it wasn't someone like, we got to set the monkeys free, and then now you just got a bunch of little baby monkeys in the woods. And yeah, so I don't know what you really. It's really just a silly story, but you think of the impact of, this wildlife, the ecosystem, perhaps, and also as an animal lover, like you never like to see an animal not being able to be taken care of or out of their environment, and that's what's happening with 43 of them in South Carolina. So be wary. And we'll give you updates on that. Hopefully they secure all 43 of those rhesus macaw little minkies. So more on that in the coming weeks, I'm sure. This is a political talk show. We're going to take a quick break. Give you a little teaser segment here. We'll be talking about an interesting climate solution in California. So stay tuned right here on Apolitical Talk Show. We'll be right back. 4 minutes.
Decide on dinner, have everything. Golden Corral at 154 South Gary Avenue in Bloomingdale has an endless buffet with over 150 items to choose from. There's an unmatched variety of food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, prepared fresh throughout the day. If you're craving something specific, call or check out their menu. Golden Corral rotates the buffet often. Golden Corral in Bloomingdale. They're the only one for everyone. Visit goldencorral.com.
Beef Villa's 3 locations offer much more than their signature Italian beef. Try the Italian sausage, roasted chicken, and more. There's a big variety of delicious side dishes. Beef Villa uses quality ingredients from homemade recipes, and they purchase top-of-the-quality food products from their vendors to bring you the absolute best tasting of foods. Beef Villa's great service and quality are waiting for you, but you won't be waiting long because it's always hot and fresh. Visit beefvilla.com.
If your idea of therapy involves a fishing rod, a tree stand, or a campfire, then you need American Outdoors Radio. Host John Cruz speaks your language, whether it's about the best lures, tracking game, or that one buddy who always forgets to bring the beer. John's got the tips to sharpen your aim, the hacks to pack lighter, and the stories to keep you entertained. Again, that's American Outdoor Radio with John Cruz. Saturdays at 7 a.m. on WRMN 1410. Or stream it at WRMN1410.com. Get ready to outfish, outhunt, and outcamp them all on American Outdoor Radio with John Cruz.
Michael Brown, former Undersecretary of Homeland Security and Director of FEMA, is your new full-time host of The Weekend, which airs every Saturday from 4 to 7 p.m. right here on WRMN. Each week on the popular 3-hour program, Brown offers listeners a fresh take on the weekend talk with his provocative insights into current events, politics, and culture. So late in the day on Saturday, make it a point to catch The Weekend with Michael Brown right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Retirement can be scary, but only if you're not prepared. That's why AARP created thisispretirement.org. Because unless you've already retired, you're in pretirement, and you still have time to plan. Learn about retirement savings options, potential tax breaks, and how you can build savings over time. Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan and feel the retirement fear disappear. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Political party poopers got you down? Shake it off and join me, Dennis Sonar Green, every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m. on WRMN for Apolitical Talk Show, where we cut through the doom and gloom with a focus on America first, constitutional values, and a populist perspective that puts you, the citizen, at the center of the conversation. At WRMN, the talk of the town, we're not afraid to challenge the status quo and bring you the straight talk you need. Whether you're frustrated with the political establishment or looking for a clear, some nonsense analysis, this show has you covered. Tune in. Let's take on the issues together with a fresh, unfiltered approach. Catch us every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m. on WRMN, a political talk show. WRMN, the talk of the town.
Back to a political talk show right here on WRMN 1410, Talk of the Town, Elgin's 75-year historic AM radio station. And I'm Bendemonium Boquist, bringing you the local focus. If you're in Australia, that is. And I know we got some Australian listeners out there. Shout out, Derica. I'm wondering if you heard about this or you have any ideas about this. Australia plans social media ban for under 16s. Australia's government says it will introduce world-leading legislation to ban children under 16 from social media. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese said the proposed laws to be tabled in Parliament next week were aimed at mitigating the harm social media was inflicting on Australian children. Saying, quote, "This is one for the mums and dads. They, like me, are worried sick about the safety of our kids online. I want Australian families to know that the government has your back," he said. While many of the details are yet to be debated, the government said the ban would apply to young people already on social media. There will be no exemptions on the age limit for children who have consent from their parents. The government said that the onus would be on social media platforms to show they're taking reasonable steps to prevent access. Albanese said there would be no penalties for users, and it would be up to Australia's online regulator, the e-Safety Commissioner, to enforce the laws. The legislation would come into force 12 months after it passes, to be subject to a review after it's in place. While most experts agree that social media platforms can harm the mental health of adolescents, many are split over the efficacy of trying to outlaw them altogether. Some experts argue that bans only delay young people's exposure to apps such as TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook instead of teaching them how to navigate complex online spaces. Previous attempts at restricting access, included by the European Union, have largely failed or faced backlash from tech firms. The question remains over how implementation would work, given there are tools which can circumnavigate age verification requirements. One of Australia's largest advocacy groups for child's rights has criticized the proposed ban as, quote, too blunt an instrument. In an open letter sent to the government in October, signed by over 100 academics and 20 civil society organizations, the Australian Child's Rights Task Force called on Albanese to instead look at imposing, quote, safety standards on social media platforms. The group also pointed to UN advice that, quote, national policies designed to regulate online spaces should be aimed at providing children with the opportunity to benefit from engaging with the digital environment and ensuring their safe access to it. But other grassroots or campaigners have lobbied Australia's government for the laws, saying bans are needed to protect children from the harmful content, misinformation, bullying, and other social pressures. This is debatable, I would say. Is it a clear choice that this would, at the end of the day, mitigate a lot of the problems with young people on social media? Yes. I think it's simply stated that if you make it any type of guardrail or a hurdle to make accounts and see what's on these really unregulated media sites for kids, the less we'll see them. Not to say that none of them will. We were all kids before, and I certainly saw a lot of stuff, be it, on whatever crazy. I was young in the internet when I was a kid, but I definitely knew about those crazy, I'm trying to think of an example. Bum fights. Terrible thing. Everybody remembers that. The faces of death. All that, the terrible media that was, I guess, black market at that time. That, it's part of the culture to really have the worst kind of content out there. And at the end of the day, it's going to be out there and people are going to find it. There's going to be a market for, just uncouth types of media out there. So in putting these guardrails up, I think it's a good idea to do that. And then also it made my brain spin off a little bit. If they really need to do a verification system for online, a big problem is the anonymity. I understand it's one of those things where anonymity is tied up with freedom of speech in a very weird way right now. And I think moving forward, if there could be some way to verify that everybody is who they say they are, it would be a good thing to hold people to account. So maybe that would spin off this having an age requirement that to prove that you're of an age, you have to submit us your ID, which is a thing that you can already do on YouTube to be instantly verified. And I'm pretty sure every social media site now has the kind of option to do that, get verified in one way or another, be it via two-factor authentication with your cell phone or submitting your ID, even your federal government issued ID. So yeah, things to think about. Bans on social media. I mean, personally, I'm for non-censorship, kind of let kids figure stuff out. But if I had kids, I would definitely keep an eye on that screen time. Something to think about. You got to have safeguards, and why not have that kind of push the industry forward? But there's a lot of arguments against it too. Just as simple as freedom. But another debate for another day. You're listening to Apolitical Talk Show right here on WRMN 1410 AM, possibly on YouTube as well. Another great 2 hours right here. Thanks for listening. Ben Demoni and Boquist. Give us a like at WRMN Radio on all platforms and download the podcast. Apolitical Talk Show, anywhere you get podcasts. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Thanks, Brandon. A different Brendan. All right. Good evening, sir. Thanks again for listening, everybody. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Free Speech Friday. Bender Dental Care, located at 217